Hello everyone, let's look at another set. This set is on quant based reasoning because you will find lots of quant here. You can see in the form of arithmetic mean and reasoning obviously because you will be arranging these people in a certain order. So this is one of the important set. So let's look at this set. A contractor paid a different amount to 6 freelancers. You can see the name is given to us, Ankit, Vipul, Divya, Harsh, Preeti and Nikhil. Not necessarily in the same order. The amount paid by him to each person is not necessarily a whole number. So that means it can be a decimal number as well. He paid them one after the other and paid no two persons at the same time. तो जो ऑर्डर रहने वाला है वो डिफाइन नहीं है, वो एक मेन कंसर्न है हमारा. तो यहाँ पे मैं लिख रहा हूँ उसको 1 2 3 4 5 6. सो एक ऑर्डर हमें मिल चुका है, मतलब बंदे नहीं है बट मैंने एक ऑर्डर डिफाइन कर दिया 1 से लेके 6 क्योंकि 6 बंदे हैं, राइट. फर्दर इट इज नोन दैट प्रीति रिसीव 1200 विच वाज द लीस्ट अमाउंट पेड बाय द कॉन्ट्रैक्टर. अब मुझे नहीं पता प्रीति को किस ऑर्डर में अमाउंट मिली है. शी इज द फर्स्ट वन, सेकेंड वन, थर्ड वन, तो होल्ड पे रखते हैं इसको. Bearing the first and second payments, the amount paid by the contractor was the arithmetic mean. Arithmetic mean means average of the previous two amounts. Okay, ये इंफॉर्मेशन काफ़ी यूजफुल लगती है. चलिए डिकोड करते हैं पहले इसको, क्या मतलब है. तो फर्स्ट और सेकंड को छोड़कर जो अमाउंट रहने वाली है, जैसे थर्ड वाली अमाउंट आप देखेंगे तो जो थर्ड वाली है वो अर्थमेटिक मीन रहेगी प्रीवियस टू का. तो इफ यू ऑब्जर्व दिस थिंग यू कैन से कि जो थर्ड अमाउंट रहने वाली है दैट विल लाई बिटवीन 1 and 2. सो जो थर्ड अमाउंट होगी दैट कैन नॉट बी द लीस्ट अमाउंट, राइट, बिकॉज एवरेज जो होता है वो दो वैल्यूज के बीच में लाई करता है. एग्जैक्ट मिडल में नहीं बट कहीं ना कहीं बीच में लाई करेगा, राइट. सिमिलरली जो ये फोर्थ वाली वैल्यू है दैट विल लाई बिटवीन 2 and 3. जो भी सेकेंड पेमेंट होगी, जो भी थर्ड पेमेंट होगी उनके बीच में लाई करेगी. जो ये फिफ्थ पेमेंट है वो इन दोनों के बीच में लाई करेगी और जो सिक्स्थ पेमेंट है वो इन दोनों के बीच में लाई करेगी. तो मुझे यहाँ पे ये समझना है कि प्रीति ने 1200 लिए हैं, वो लीस्ट अमाउंट है. तो वो लीस्ट अमाउंट कौन सी हो सकती है? क्या वो 6 हो सकती है? नो, बिकॉज 6 लाई बिटवीन फिफ्थ एंड फोर्थ. क्या वो फिफ्थ हो सकती है? नो, बिकॉज फिफ्थ लाई बिटवीन 3 and 4. क्या वो फोर्थ पेमेंट हो सकती है? ऑब्वियसली नॉट, अगेन फोर्थ लाई बिटवीन 2 and 3. क्या वो थर्ड हो सकती है? अगेन नॉट पॉसिबल बिकॉज थर्ड जो पेमेंट है वो लाई करती है फर्स्ट और सेकंड पेमेंट के बीच में. सो दैट मीन्स जो प्रीति है उसका या तो फर्स्ट पेमेंट होगा या सेकंड पेमेंट, बिकॉज उसके बारे में हम कुछ नहीं बोल सकते. तो इसका मतलब यहाँ से मुझे ये समझ में आ रहा है कि प्रीति फर्स्ट भी ले सकती है, प्रीति सेकंड भी ले सकती है, ठीक है. उसी तरह से मैं आपसे हाईएस्ट की बात करूंगा. क्या सिक्स्थ अमाउंट हाईएस्ट हो सकती है? नो, बिकॉज 6 लाई करेगी 4 और 5 के बीच में. क्या फिफ्थ अमाउंट हाईएस्ट हो सकती है? अगेन नो. क्या फोर्थ अमाउंट हाईएस्ट हो सकती है? अगेन नॉट पॉसिबल बिकॉज मिडिल वैल्यू है, कहीं बीच में कहीं लाई करेगी. इसी तरह से थर्ड भी नहीं हो सकती. तो वी कैन डिकोड वन थिंग कि जो फर्स्ट एंड सेकंड पेमेंट होने वाली हैं वो हाईएस्ट और लोएस्ट होंगी. किस ऑर्डर में होंगी वो फाइंड करेंगे, बट इतना समझ में आ चुका है, ठीक है. तो फर्स्ट या तो हाईएस्ट होगी या लोएस्ट, ये फर्स्ट लोएस्ट होगी, ये हाईएस्ट, ठीक है. प्रीति है लोएस्ट वाली, तो प्रीति को मैंने यहां फिक्स कर दिया. नाउ प्रीति के रिस्पेक्ट में कोई इंफॉर्मेशन गिवन है, देखते हैं. ही पेड एटलीस्ट 2 ऑफ द फ्रीलांसर्स, बाद में बात करेंगे. निखिल रिसीव्ड हिज पेमेंट बिफोर विपुल एंड हर्ष. इसके बारे में कोई इंफॉर्मेशन नहीं है. या हेयर इज प्रीति, ठीक है. सो प्रीति एंड दिव्या हु डिड नॉट रिसीव द हाईएस्ट पेमेंट. सो दिव्या को हाईएस्ट पेमेंट नहीं मिली है, फाइन. रिसीव देयर पेमेंट कंसेक्यूटिवली, ठीक है. सो अगर प्रीति यहां पे तो दिव्या यहां पे आएगी, ठीक है. तो पहले इस वाले केस के लिए बात करते हैं. तो इसके अकॉर्डिंग दिव्या को हाईएस्ट पेमेंट मिलने वाली है, बट दिव्या डिड नॉट रिसीव द हाईएस्ट पेमेंट. सो दैट मीन्स दिस केस इज नॉट पॉसिबल. ये वाला केस फेल हो चुका है बिकॉज ऑफ दिस केस. सो दिव्या क्या यहां पे आ सकती है? अगेन नो. सो दिव्या कहां पे आने वाली है? यहां पे. तो इसको हम एलिमिनेट कर देते हैं. और यहां से मुझे काफी सारी इंफॉर्मेशन मिल चुकी है. वो है कि सेकंड वाली पेमेंट मिली है प्रीति को एंड थर्ड वाली पेमेंट मिली है दिव्या को. और प्रीति को पेमेंट मिलती है 1200 और ये हाईएस्ट पेमेंट है. जिसको भी मिली है अभी नहीं पता, ये ऐसे लिख देते हैं हाईएस्ट पेमेंट है, ठीक है. दिव्या को क्या पेमेंट मिली है वो भी मेंशन नहीं है, फाइन, ठीक है. सो वी हैव डिकोडेड 2 persons and 1 amount. Next, he paid at least 2 of the freelancers an amount more than 2200. अभी कोई इसको यूज़ नहीं कर सकते, होल्ड पे रखेंगे. इसको यूज़ कर चुका हूँ मैं, इसको यूज़ कर चुका हूँ. निखिल रिसीव्ड हिज पेमेंट बिफोर विपुल एंड हर्ष. हर्ष है, राइट? तो हर्ष और विपुल से पहले निखिल को पेमेंट मिलती है, तो निखिल या तो फर्स्ट पे आएगा या फोर्थ पे आएगा. निखिल जब फर्स्ट पे आता है तो निखिल को मिलती है हाईएस्ट पेमेंट. क्या निखिल को हाईएस्ट पेमेंट नहीं मिल सकती? देखिएगा. ऑल्सो हर्ष रिसीव्ड 150 मोर देन निखिल, तो निखिल को हाईएस्ट पेमेंट नहीं मिल सकती. सो दैट मीन्स निखिल कहाँ पे आने वाला है? फोर्थ पोजिशन पे. और जो हर्ष और विपुल हैं दे कैन कम एट फिफ्थ और सिक्स पोजीशन, जो मुझे नहीं पता. तो मैं यहाँ पे H और B ले लेता हूँ, और B और H. ठीक है, विपुल एंड हर्ष इनिशियल्स ले लिए मैंने. ये बंदों के नाम हैं, तो ऐसे लिख देते हैं. जस्ट अ सेकेंड. या दिस इज विपुल एंड दिस इज हर्ष. ठीक है. आफ्टर दैट जो पर्सन बचा है दैट पर्सन इज अंकित. सो अंकित विल बी एट द फर्स्ट पोजीशन एंड अंकित को हाईएस्ट अमाउंट मिलने वाली है. ये पक्का पता चल चुका है. तो 50% समथिंग हमने सेट डिकोड कर लिया है. ऑब्वियसली उन लोगों की अमाउंट नहीं पता है, तो थोड़ी सी मैथ्स लगाते हैं और अमाउंट भी निकाल देते हैं. चलो लेट्स बिगिन. तो लेट्स से अंकित को एक्स अमाउंट मिली, प्रीति को मिलती है 1200, जो दिव्या को मिलेगी वो इनका एवरेज होगा. तो इनका एवरेज क्या होगा? x प्लस 1200 डिवाइड बाई 2, सो दैट इज x बाई 2 प्लस 600. इन दोनों का एवरेज क्या होगा? x बाई 4 प्लस 900. इन दोनों का एवरेज क्या होगा? 3x बाई 8 प्लस 750. इन दोनों का एवरेज क्या होगा? ये हो जाएगा 2x बाई 8, 5x बाई 16 प्लस 825. तो अमाउंट x के टर्म्स में आ रही है, विच इज फाइन. हम वो भी डिकोड आराम से कर लेंगे, कोई प्रॉब्लम वाली बात नहीं है. बिकॉज इफ यू ऑब्जर्व आई हैवंट यूज दिस स्टेटमेंट. ओह सॉरी, माय बैड. हाँ, आई हैवंट यूज दिस स्टेटमेंट कि हर्ष को मिलते हैं 150 रुपये ज़्यादा निखिल से. तो चलिए उसको यूज़ करते हैं. देखिए, पहले मैं ये वाला केस यूज़ कर रहा हूँ कि हर्ष को विपुल से 150 रुपये ज़्यादा, सॉरी निखिल से 150 रुपये ज़्यादा मिलते हैं. निखिल ये रहा. ओके, सो 5x अपॉन 16, थोड़ा सा लेफ्ट में ले लेते हैं. 5x अपॉन 16 प्लस 825 हर्ष और निखिल ये रहा, माइनस x बाई 4 माइनस 900 इज इक्वल टू 150. तो इसको सिंप्लीफाई करेंगे तो x बाई 16 आ रहा है. ठीक है, तो मैंने कौन सा केस लिया कि हर्ष वाली ये अमाउंट है और निखिल वाली ये अमाउंट तो फिक्स थी. दिस इज माइनस 225. तो x यहां से आ जाता है 3600. ठीक है, x 3600 आ जाता है. अब यहां पे मेरे को एक और कंडीशन थी, ही पेड एटलीस्ट 2 ऑफ द फ्रीलांसर्स एंड अमाउंट मोर देन 2200. सो मेरे को ये भी मेक श्योर करना है कि 2 अमाउंट 2200 से ज्यादा हो. 2 से ज्यादा भी हो सकते हैं, बट 2 अमाउंट कम से कम होनी चाहिए 2200 से. एक तो 3600 डेफिनेटली है ही, ये तो हो नहीं सकती. 3600 का हाफ करोगे तो आता है 1800. 1800 प्लस 600 इज 2400. सो डेफिनेटली इसके अकॉर्डिंग मुझे 2 अमाउंट 2200 से ज्यादा मिल रही हैं. सो दिस केस इज वैलिड. तो मुझे समझ में आ रहा है विपुल और हर्ष ये वाला केस तो वैलिड है कि यहां पे हर्ष आ सकता है. व्हाट अबाउट द अदर केस? अब मैं इसको रब कर रहा हूं कि क्या ये वाला केस भी वैलिड है, क्योंकि हमारा जो क्वेश्चन है वहां पे कैन नॉट बी डिटरमाइंड भी एक ऑप्शन में गिवन है ऑब्वियसली, बट रिमेनिंग अ थीटा. तो मुझे एक समझ में आ जाना चाहिए कि इसका जो आंसर होगा वो यूनिक आंसर आएगा. मतलब मुझे दूसरा केस चेक करने की वैसे जरूरत नहीं है. मेरा x इज इक्वल टू 3600 इज सफिशिएंट, बट स्टिल फॉर योर कन्वीनियंस मैं सेकंड केस भी चेक करा के दिखा देता हूं. तो थीटा के क्वेश्चन में अगर आपको एक केस से आंसर मिल रहा है, दूसरा केस में चेक कीजिए अगर आपको अपने पर कॉन्फिडेंस है. कॉन्फिडेंस नहीं है तो जरूर चेक कर लीजिएगा. चलिए, हर्ष ये है माइनस निखिल ये है 150. सो ये हो जाता है x बाई 8 इज इक्वल टू 300, x इज इक्वल टू 2400. तो भाई ये 2400 आ चुका है, ये वाला 2400 है. ठीक है, इसको मैं रब कर देता हूँ और फिर देखते हैं क्या मेरा ये केस फेल हो रहा है या नहीं। चलो ये देखिए, ये 2400 है, ये तो 1200 ही रहा। ये 2400 का हाफ होता है 1200 प्लस 600 1800, ये 600 प्लस 900 1500, ठीक है, ये 1650, और ऑब्वियसली ये भी 225 इंटू 5 होता है 1225, 1250, आई थिंक 2050 होगा, ठीक है, ये भी 2200 से कम हो रहा है। सो दैट मीन्स दिस इज नॉट, नहीं 1200, ये वाला एक सेकेंड, ये कितना 2400 था ना हमारा, तो 150 750 और 750 प्लस 8 1575 होगा। मतलब कुल मिला के ऑब्वियसली वैल्यूज जो है वो 2200 से कम है। सो दैट मीन्स दिस केस इज नॉट पॉसिबल, तो ये वाला केस हो जाता है फेल। सो वी गॉट आवर यूनिक केस विच इज x इज 3600 एंड x इज द हाइएस्ट अमाउंट। सो मेरा पहला क्वेश्चन का आंसर क्या है, देखिए पहला क्वेश्चन क्या है, हु इज द सेकेंड लास्ट पर्सन टू रिसीव द पेमेंट। तो यहां से मुझे ये भी डिकोड हो गया कि ये वाला केस हो जाता है फेल और ये वाला पास, क्योंकि यहां पे हर्ष ये था, ठीक है। तो सेकेंड लास्ट कौन है, विपुल, दैट इज ऑप्शन नंबर सी। व्हाट इज द हाईएस्ट अमाउंट पेड बाय द कॉन्ट्रैक्टर, तो हाईएस्ट कितना है, हाईएस्ट आप देख लीजिए 3600 है। ओके, इसके बाद नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन देखते हैं, व्हाट इज द टोटल अमाउंट पेड बाय द कॉन्ट्रैक्टर। सो फॉर दैट वी हैव टू फाइंड आउट द टोटल अमाउंट। चलो फाइंड करते हैं। सो फर्स्ट 3600 तो है ही, ये हो जाता है 1200, ये है 2400, ये है 1800, ये कितना हो जाएगा, इसका आधा मतलब 9 था ना, हाँ, तो 450 इंटू 3 1350 प्लस 2100। एंड व्हाट अबाउट दिस, x by 16 3600 by 16 is 225 into 5 is 1125 plus 825 is 950। इन सब का सम कर लेते हैं। सो भाई 3000 6000 9 तो 11 तो 13, सो 13,050। सो इसका आंसर हो जाता है 13,050। नेक्स्ट, ऑफ ऑल द 6 पेमेंट्स विच व्हाट इज द मीडियन पेमेंट। सो मीडियन पेमेंट के लिए फर्स्ट वी हैव टू अरेंज दीज पेमेंट इन असेंडिंग ऑर्डर। सो 1200 1800 1950 एंड 2100 एंड उसके बाद है कितना है 2400 एंड 3600। सो यू हैव टू फाइंड आउट द मीडियन पेमेंट। मीडियन पेमेंट ऑब्वियसली कहाँ मिलेगी आपको, मिडिल टू पे, बिकॉज ऑब्जर्वेशंस इवन में है। अगर ऑब्जर्वेशंस ऑड में होती हैं तो मीडियन मिडिल वैल्यू होती है, बट ऑब्जर्वेशंस अगर इवन नंबर हैं तो मिडिल वैल्यू, जो मिडिल टू वैल्यूज है उनका एवरेज लिया जाता है। सो 1950 प्लस 2100 डिवाइड बाई 2 एंड इसका एवरेज आप लोगे तो 2025। सो आंसर ऑफ लास्ट क्वेश्चन इज 2025। देखते हैं आप में से कितने लोग इसको रिलेट कर पाते हैं। सो आंसर ऑफ दिस क्वेश्चन इज 2025। सो दैट्स ऑल फ्रॉम माय साइड। Okay guys, let's look at another set. This set is on quant based reasoning. This is one of the important type for CAT because यहाँ पे क्या होगा, एक क्वांट बेस्ड प्रॉब्लम होगी। क्वांट बेस्ड प्रॉब्लम बिकॉज परसेंटेज के बारे में हम डील कर रहे होंगे, या प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस, या रेशियो, या एवरेज, समथिंग लाइक दिस। एंड रीजनिंग, वहाँ पे कुछ ना कुछ रीजनिंग लाइक लॉजिक लगेगा, जैसे डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन हो सकता है, अरेंजमेंट हो सकता है, वगैरह वगैरह। सो क्वांट बेस्ड रीजनिंग रिसेंटली ट्रेंड में देखा गया है, तो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट टाइप है कैट का। आप एक सेट इससे डेफिनेटली एक्सपेक्ट कर सकते हो। तो हमारी भी वही कोशिश है कि आपको उसके साथ फेमिलियर कराया जाए। So let's try to decode this set together. 6 students A through F appeared for our language proficiency exam. So those who do not know what is a language proficiency exam, generally जब आप कोई गवर्नमेंट जॉब के लिए अप्लाई करते हो, और let's say you are from उत्तर प्रदेश and you are applying for महाराष्ट्र, तो वहाँ की जो लैंग्वेज है वो आपको आनी चाहिए, अदरवाइज यू कैन नॉट वर्क इन दैट डिपार्टमेंट। जैसे आपको मैं एक छोटा सा एग्जांपल देता हूँ कि आप सपोज आरबीआई के लिए अप्लाई कर रहे हो, आरबीआई असिस्टेंट के लिए। सो आरबीआई असिस्टेंट में आपका सिलेक्शन हो गया, लेट्स से आपने टॉप कर दिया वो एग्जाम, बट वी डू नॉट नो मराठी। अगर मराठी वहाँ की जो लैंग्वेज है वो नहीं पता है, तो आपका सिलेक्शन फाइनल नहीं होगा। तो उसी के ऊपर एक सेट है। सेट क्या है कि लैंग्वेज प्रोफिशिएंसी एग्जाम है विच कंप्राइज ऑफ 3 सेक्शंस, हिंदी, इंग्लिश, मराठी। तो किसी स्टेट की डिमांड है कि वो तीनों लैंग्वेज को आनी चाहिए। लेट्स से गुजरात की डिमांड है कि भाई तुम्हें तीनों लैंग्वेज आनी चाहिए, तीनों आती है तो आपका सिलेक्शन हो जाएगा। फॉर ईच स्टूडेंट, सो देयर आर स्टूडेंट्स ए थ्रू एफ, तो इसको एक टेबल में कन्वर्ट कर लेते हैं, थोड़ा सा रिलेट करना आसान होगा। ए बी सी डी ई एफ, हिंदी, इंग्लिश एंड मराठी। ठीक है। नाउ फॉर ईच स्टूडेंट द मार्क्स स्कोर इन द 3 sections आर डिस्टिंक्ट एंड इन ईच सेक्शन द मार्क्स स्कोर बाय द 6 स्टूडेंट्स आर डिस्टिंक्ट। सिंपल मतलब होता है कि रो वाइज भी मार्क्स डिस्टिंक्ट होंगे एंड कॉलम वाइज भी मार्क्स डिस्टिंक्ट होंगे। तो जो मार्क्स यहाँ आ गया वो ना तो इस रो में आएगा, ना वो इस कॉलम में दोबारा दिखाई देगा। Further, the marks scored by any student in any section is a positive integral multiple of 5. So this is something which is very helpful because if you see, if I try to put all the information, all the natural number, वो थोड़ा सा time consuming हो जाएगा. But question says multiple of 5, so that will definitely ease our problem. The 3 circular graph, as I can see, given below, the provide a marks scored by each of the top 3 students. So this is D basically. This one is D, this is E and this is B. ठीक है। सो अगर मैं D के लिए बात करता हूँ, यहाँ पे D के मार्क्स हैं 45, E के मार्क्स हैं 50 एंड B के मार्क्स हैं 55. So let's put these marks. So B is 55, that's 55 and E is 50 and D is 45. So we have put the marks of Hindi of 3 people, B, D, E. नेक्स्ट बात करते हैं इंग्लिश। इंग्लिश के हैं C, A, B. सो A के 55 हैं, B के 35 हैं, A के 55 हैं, B के 35 हैं एंड C के 40 हैं। सिमिलरली वी कैन पुट द मार्क्स ऑफ मराठी। सो मराठी वालों के हो जाते हैं D, E, F. सो D के 70 हैं, E के 80 थे एंड F के 60 हैं। सो आई एम केयरफुली पुटिंग ऑल द डेटा बिकॉज आपके सामने तो डेटा सामने विजिबल होगा, बट मुझे थोड़ा वापस जाना पड़ रहा है, तो कोई सिली मिस्टेक भी पूरा सेट खराब कर सकती है। सो यू हैव टू बी वेरी केयरफुल वाइल पुटिंग ऑल द इन्फॉर्मेशन। थोड़ा जल्दबाजी यहाँ पे हानिकारक हो सकता है। इट्स डेंजरस टू बी फास्ट वाइल पुटिंग द वैल्यूज। थोड़ा सा आराम से करिए क्योंकि छोटी सी मिस्टेक प्रॉब्लम क्रिएट करेगी। नेक्स्ट, सो जो इन्फॉर्मेशन गिवन थी वो पुट कर चुके हैं। उसके बाद देखिए उसके बाद की कहानी क्या है। हाँ, यहां से फर्दर इन ईच ग्राफ द परसेंटेज वैल्यू गिवन एट द सेंटर प्रोवाइड्स द सम ऑफ द टॉप 3 मार्क्स स्कोर्ड इन दैट सेक्शन। इट मींस जो 62.5% है दैट इज बेसिकली द टॉप 3 मार्क्स एज अ परसेंटेज ऑफ सम ऑफ मार्क्स स्कोर्ड बाय ऑल द 6 स्टूडेंट्स। इट सिंपली मीन्स गाइज कि इन तीनों का जब आप सम करते हो कितना आता है 100, 150. So this 150 is basically 62.5 and 62.5 is 5/8. So 5/8 of Hindi students marks of all the 6 students is 150. So total marks scored by these 6 students in Hindi is 240. Similarly, we can find out for English also. English का है 65%. So this is 90 plus 40 is 130. So 65% of English is equal to 130. So यहाँ से English आने वाला है 200. ठीक है। Let's go for Marathi. So Marathi people is 60% scoring top 3. So 80, 70, 60, which is 210. So 60% of Marathi is 210. So Marathi is 350. This is 350. ठीक है। Okay, so this is 350. So if you look at this part, this is 210, na? So 140 left. Sum of these 3 is 140. Here I have used how much? 140, 130. So 70 marks left for these 3 people. And 90 marks left for these 3 people. तो ये लेफ्ट वाला पार्ट है और ये टोटल है। ठीक है, इतना मुझे समझ में आ चुका है यहाँ से। अब क्या कर सकते हैं, देखिए कोई और इन्फॉर्मेशन गिवन है क्या? नहीं है। तो अब लगेगा हिट एंड ट्रायल। अब तो हिट एंड ट्रायल ही लगने वाला है और कुछ दिख नहीं रहा। तो लेट्स बिगिन। तो ये पता है मार्क्स एंड डिस्टिंक्ट, ये पता है कि हिंदी में बी ने टॉप किया है, फिर डी ने सेकेंड, ई ने सेकेंड हाईएस्ट स्कोर है और फिर डी का थर्ड हाईएस्ट स्कोर है। सो यहाँ पे 90 कैसे बन सकता है इन तीन लोगों का सम, वो हमें सोचना है। तो यहाँ पे आपको ये समझ में आना चाहिए कि जो फोर्थ हाईएस्ट मार्क्स होंगे वो 40 होंगे, 40 से ज़्यादा तो हो नहीं सकते। तो यहाँ पे लिख रहा हूँ उसका केस 40। सो अगर फोर्थ हाईएस्ट मार्क्स 40 हैं, बचा कितना सम? 50, क्योंकि 90 तीन लोगों के मार्क्स का सम था। तो 50 कैसे बना सकते हैं? 50 हम बना सकते हैं 35 एंड 15 से, और कैसे बना सकते हैं 30 20 से, और इस तरह से भी बना सकते हैं 50। बट दिस इज नॉट पॉसिबल बिकॉज 25 क्या हो जाएंगे? सेम, हमें डिस्टिंक्ट रखने हैं। तो ये वाला केस हो जाता है फेल। तो पहला केस आया जब 40 के रिस्पेक्ट में, अब दूसरा केस ले रहा हूं 35 के रिस्पेक्ट में। अगर ये 35 है तो रिमेनिंग 90 माइनस 35 हो जाता है 55। अब वो 55 कैसे बनेगा? 30 25, अकेला केस मिल रहा है मेरे को। 55 इसके अलावा तो कुछ और बनेगा ही नहीं, राइट? नेक्स्ट, इफ आई टेक 30, फिर तो यही पॉसिबिलिटी आती, दैट इज नॉट पॉसिबल। सो वी आर गेटिंग 3 पॉसिबिलिटीज फॉर ACF। अब वो भी नहीं पता कैसे फिट होंगे, बिकॉज इट माइट बी पॉसिबल A के 40 हो या A के 35 हो या C के 40 हो, C के 35 हो, कुछ नहीं पता है। बस इतना पता है कि ये 3 सेट ऑफ वैल्यूज कहीं भी फिट हो सकती हैं इस हिंदी वाले कॉलम में। अब इंग्लिश से मिल लेते हैं, इंग्लिश को देख लेते हैं भाई। इंग्लिश में सम लेकर आना है 70। सो ऑब्वियसली हमारा जो मैक्सिमम मार्क्स होंगे वो 30 होंगे फोर्थ हाईएस्ट के, 35 से नीचे होगा। इफ दिस इज 30, सो रिमेनिंग सम विल बी 40 एंड रिमेनिंग सम 40 कैसे आ सकता है? 20 तो ले नहीं सकते, यही ले सकते हैं। 30 25 50 इकलौती पॉसिबिलिटी व्हेन इट कम्स टू 30। इफ आई टेक 25, next will be 20, next will be 15. Not possible. We will not get the sum as 70. So luckily we are getting only one possibility for English column. So English अच्छी लैंग्वेज है, एक ही इसने हमें कॉम्बिनेशन दिया है। चलिए अच्छी बात है। Let's talk about this 140। मुझे लग रहा है यहाँ पे थोड़ी सी वैल्यूज परेशान कर सकती हैं। 140, चलिए देखते हैं। So maximum will be 55. Maximum will be 55. Now remaining will be how much? 85, I think. So 50 and 35. Right? Next क्या हो सकता है? 55, 45 and 40. यही आ रहा है। यही दो पॉसिबिलिटी आ रही हैं 55 के केस में। Let's take 50. If I take 50 as the fourth highest number, so remaining numbers का सम कितना होगा? 90. सो 90 सम कैसे बन सकता है? 50 40 से बन सकता है, या बन सकता है 45 45 से। ये पॉसिबल नहीं होंगे क्योंकि मुझे चाहिए डिस्टिंक्ट। ये थोड़ा समझना होगा आपको ध्यान से। मुझे चाहिए डिस्टिंक्ट, तो वो मेरे पास नहीं बन सकते, राइट? उसके अलावा कोई पॉसिबिलिटी है जो मैंने मिस की है, वो भी मैं एक बार जल्दी से चेक करना चाहूँगा। मुझे तो यही लग रही हैं। हाँ यही है भाई, यही है, और तो कुछ नहीं मुझे फिट बैठता हुआ नज़र आ रहा है। बट फिर भी देख लेते हैं यार, बाद में रिस्क नहीं ले पाएंगे। हाँ यही है भाई, और तो कुछ नहीं है। ठीक है, यही है। ओके गाइस, सो वी गॉट द पॉसिबल वैल्यूज फॉर ईच कॉलम। नाउ कैन वी फिट समथिंग? कैन वी फिट समथिंग? लेट्स स्टार्ट फ्रॉम Marathi. कैन वी फिट समथिंग फ्रॉम दिस? सो यू कैन सी 55 विल बी द हाईएस्ट वैल्यू। ये तो पक्का है, फोर्थ हाईएस्ट वैल्यू 55 रहने वाली है। तो वो इन तीनों में से किसके पास हो सकती है? देखो, ए के पास तो हो नहीं सकती, बी के पास नहीं हो सकती, तो 55 डेफिनेटली यहीं आएगा। ये फिक्स हो गया। चलिए, एक चीज तो आसान हुई थोड़ी सी कि 55 यहां फिट हो गया है, because 55 cannot come in this row, 55 cannot come in this row, clearly it was mentioned कि distinct होने चाहिए. Now we are left with these possibilities, तो वो कैसे फिल होगी? देखिए 45 यहाँ आ सकता है, 40 यहाँ आ सकता है, या 40 यहाँ आ सकता है, 45 यहाँ आ सकता है, ये वाला केस हो गया. 35 तो यहाँ नहीं आएगा, तो यहाँ 50 आएगा या 35 आएगा. तो भाई मल्टीपल पॉसिबिलिटीज बन रही हैं इसमें तो, ठीक है. सेम गोज फॉर दिस, इसमें भी मल्टीपल पॉसिबिलिटी मुझे दिख रही हैं, बिकॉज 30 आई कैन नॉट पुट हेयर, 30 आई कैन नॉट पुट हेयर, आई कैन नॉट पुट हेयर. सो आई एम नॉट एबल टू पुट एनीथिंग फ्रॉम दिस, these three values in this particular column. What about this? Can I put something? So 40, 40, 35, 40, 40, 35, 40 cannot come here. But what about this? Again, no surety, no surety. So let's put this thing on hold and let's go to the question. What if we do not require to fill all the data? भाई क्यों time waste करना? Next. Among B, E, F, the total marks scored by which student will be the highest? So B, E, F की बात कर रहा है, इसी से यूज करते हैं. So B को देखिए, B कितने मार्क्स लेकर आ सकता है? 55 प्लस 35 दैट इज 90, और मिनिमम ले लीजिए 40. So 90 प्लस 40, या तो 130 लाएगा, ठीक है 130 लाएगा, या मैक्सिमम कितने ला सकता है? 140. भाई अगर 50 मार्क्स आ जाते हैं तो 55 प्लस 35 इज 90 प्लस 50 140. तो बी के मार्क्स 130 और 140 के रेंज में ही लाई करेंगे, उससे ना तो ज्यादा हो सकते ना उससे कम हो सकते हैं. ई के लिए बात करें तो ई का देखो 80 प्लस 50 130 तो डेफिनेटली है, प्लस नाउ ई विल बी टेकिंग एनी वन वैल्यू आउट ऑफ दीज थ्री. तो मिनिमम अगर आप 15 भी रखते हो तब भी ये 145 हो जाता है. सो दैट मीन्स ई के मार्क्स हमेशा बी से तो ज्यादा होंगे. एफ के देखिए, एफ है यहां पे 60, अगर मैं इसको मैक्सिमम 30 भी देता हूं, 60 प्लस 30, लेट्स से इफ आई गिव 30 टू दिस, व्हाट अबाउट एफ हियर? इवन इफ आई पुट द मैक्सिमम वैल्यू विच इज 40, स्टिल द मार्क्स ऑफ एफ विल बी 130. ठीक है. सो नो मैटर व्हाट, ई के मार्क्स तो हमेशा हाईएस्ट होंगे अमंग बी ई एफ. सो दैट्स व्हाई आंसर इज ई. नेक्स्ट, how many marks did C score in Marathi? Can we find out this? Yeah, we have already found this. C 55. चलिए ये तो मिल गया आसान. Next, if the marks scored by A in Hindi were more than scored by him in Marathi. So A ने हिंदी में ज़्यादा मार्क्स स्कोर किए हैं मराठी से. ठीक है, A की बात करते हैं. A ने हिंदी में ज़्यादा मार्क्स स्कोर किए हैं मराठी से. So we have these options for Hindi and these options for Marathi. So Marathi में यहाँ पे नोटिस कीजिए मिनिमम 35 मार्क्स स्कोर करेगा. तो अगर वो 35 स्कोर करेगा तो यहाँ पे पक्का 40 स्कोर करेगा, बिकॉज कोई और ऑप्शन है ही नहीं मैक्सिमम के. 35 से ज़्यादा कोई है ही नहीं, राइट? ठीक है, फिर क्या बोलता है? हाउ मेनी मार्क्स डिड बी स्कोर इन मराठी? ठीक है भाई, अगर ये 40 स्कोर कर रहा है तो ये 35 स्कोर कर रहा है, और ये 35 स्कोर करता है तो डेफिनेटली 50 स्कोर करेगा, क्योंकि 35 के साथ तो 50 वाला ही केस है, राइट? सो आंसर इज 50. दिस वाज इजी, दिस वाज इजी. नेक्स्ट, if the least marks that any of the 6 students scored in Marathi but scored by B, ठीक है, but scored by B, तो B ने 40 मार्क्स स्कोर किए. मराठी में सबसे लोएस्ट 40 ही है जो बन पाएगा. ठीक है, तो B ने स्कोर किया. लेट्स से 40 वाला केस ले लेते हैं भाई. ठीक है, ऑल्दो 35 वाला भी हो सकता है, बट 35 नहीं हो सकता. 35 तो यहाँ पे जाएगा, तो यही एक पॉसिबिलिटी है कि B ने 40 स्कोर किया हो. ठीक है, आगे देखते हैं आगे क्या बनता है इससे. स्कोर बाय B, देन द मार्क्स ऑब्टेन बाय A इन मराठी विल बी. सो A के कितने मार्क्स होंगे? तो भाई अगर ये 40 लेता है, क्योंकि इसके लीस्ट मार्क्स होने चाहिए ना, क्योंकि अगर मैं इसको 45 देता हूं तो A के लीस्ट हो जाएंगे, विच इज नॉट पॉसिबल, राइट? और अगर मैं इसको 50 देता हूं तो A के फिर लीस्ट हो जाएंगे. मुझे तो लीस्ट B के रखने हैं, तो आई हैव टू कंसिडर दिस केस ओनली. एंड इफ आई कंसिडरिंग दिस केस, So A will be getting 45. So the marks obtained by, yeah, so that is D. So answer will be D for this particular question. So all 4 questions has been done. So ये सेट बहुत ही अच्छा था जिसमें प्योर क्वांट लगी है, साथ में थोड़ा सा रीजनिंग का लॉजिक भी लगा है. तो दिस टाइप ऑफ सेट कैन बी एक्सपेक्टेड इन कैट. तो इस तरह का सेट आपको डेफिनेटली अप्रोच करना है, और अगर अच्छे से करोगे विदाउट वेस्टिंग अ लॉट ऑफ टाइम इन अंडरस्टैंडिंग द केस, तो 12 मिनट्स में इस सेट आराम से हो भी सकता है. Okay guys, let's look at another set. This set is on Venn diagram. So if you have a basic knowledge of Venn diagram, you can solve this set easily. So let's look at this set. So set says in a library a certain number of books were borrowed by its member during the month of November, cat month. The following table provides details regarding the number of books borrowed on different days in the month of November. Okay. सो ये टेबल पे हमें ज़्यादा फोकस करना है, थ्योरी पे तो कोई फ़र्क पड़ता ही नहीं है. सो यू कैन सी एटलीस्ट और एटमोस्ट गिवन है, और वेन डायग्राम में आपने एटलीस्ट और एटमोस्ट आई थिंक सभी ने पढ़ा है. यू कैन सी मैक्सिमम कितना है, एटलीस्ट 10 तक हम जा रहे हैं. और एटलीस्ट 10 वाले कितने लोग हैं, मतलब जिन्होंने 10 बुक्स बोरो की है, दैट इज ओनली फॉर नंबर ऑफ डेज. कितने नंबर ऑफ डेज के लिए, 1 आ रहा है यहाँ से क्लियरली आपको पता चलता है. और एटमोस्ट 10 वाले कितने डेज के लिए हैं, 30. तो यहाँ से हम एक रफ आइडिया लगा सकते हैं कि जो नंबर ऑफ बुक्स बोरोड हुई है वो मैक्सिमम 10 हुई है, क्योंकि एटमोस्ट 10 तक लिखा हुआ है और एटलीस्ट 1 है, तो मिनिमम 1 से स्टार्ट हो रहा है. उसकी बेटर क्लैरिटी हमें आगे मिलने वाली है ऑब्वियसली, बट अभी जो रिलेट कर पा रहे हैं वो ये है कि एटमोस्ट 10 बुक्स वर बोरोड फॉर 30 डेज. क्लियरली लिखा है, नंबर ऑफ डेज इज 30, and at least 1 book is borrowed for 30 days. So that means there will be no day जहां पे 0 बुक्स को बोरो किया है या मोर देन 10 बुक्स को बोरो किया है. ये आपको यहां से क्लियर होना चाहिए. सो वी कैन से मिनिमम 1 बुक बोरो हुई है एंड मैक्सिमम 10 बुक. ये आपको एक इनइक्वालिटी यहां से हम बना सकते थे, फ्रेम कर सकते थे. ठीक है, विद द हेल्प ऑफ दिस डेटा. मूविंग ऑन. Now at least 1 book is borrowed for 30 days, or maximum it can go till 10. So we can say exactly 1, exactly 2 till exactly 10 is equal to 30. Right? So there are total 30 days जहाँ पे कुछ ऐसे डेज होंगे जहाँ पे exactly 1 book borrow हुई होगी, कुछ डेज ऐसे रहे होंगे जहाँ पे exactly 2 books borrow हुई होगी, and so on so forth. नाउ एटमोस्ट टू जो बुक्स हैं वो बोरो कितने दिन के लिए हुई है, 10 डेज के लिए. सो फ्रॉम दिस वी कैन से एग्जैक्टली 1 प्लस एग्जैक्टली 2 इज इक्वल टू 10, बिकॉज एग्जैक्टली 0 तो 0 है, वो तो पॉसिबल ही नहीं है, इसलिए एटमोस्ट 2 में 1 से लेके 2 तक हम काउंट करेंगे. एटलीस्ट 2 इज 24, सो एटलीस्ट 2 इज 24, दैट मीन्स एग्जैक्टली 2 ऑनवर्ड्स टिल एग्जैक्टली 10. सो फ्रॉम दिस यू कैन डायरेक्टली से कि एग्जैक्टली 1 विल बी 6, बिकॉज एटलीस्ट 2 की वैल्यू आपको गिवन है. सो एग्जैक्टली 1 इज 6 एंड एग्जैक्टली 2 यहां से मिल जाएगा. दिस वाज आवर just a second, this was our first equation, this was our second equation, and when we got exactly 1 from this equation we can say exactly 2 will be 4. next part पे आते हैं. next है एटलीस्ट ये वाला तो हो गया हमारा, ठीक है, ये भी हमने यूज कर लिया था. Atmos 4. So Atmos 4 is 16. So that means exactly 1 plus exactly 2 plus exactly 3 plus exactly 4 is 16. Exactly 1 plus exactly 2 we already know that is 10. So that means exactly 3 plus exactly 4 is equal to 6. This is our third equation. ये भी use कर लिया है. Now at least 4 is 18. So at least 4 is 18 means exactly 4 onwards, right? So exactly 4 onwards is 18. So that means exactly 1 plus exactly 2 plus exactly 3 will be 30 minus 18, that is 12. राइट. आई होप ये आप रिलेट कर पा रहे होगे, या फर्स्ट इक्वेशन में पुट करके भी निकाल सकते हो कि एटलीस्ट 4 मतलब एग्जैक्टली 4 ऑनवर्ड्स आपको गिवन है. सो एग्जैक्टली 1 प्लस एग्जैक्टली 2 प्लस एग्जैक्टली 3 विल बी 12, और एग्जैक्टली 1 प्लस एग्जैक्टली 2 आपको 10 पता है, तो यहां से एग्जैक्टली 3 मिलता है 2, एंड इससे आपको एग्जैक्टली 4 मिलेगा, दैट इज 4। तो अभी तक हमें ये सब मिल चुके हैं, एक तो ये मिला है और एक ये। ठीक है, आगे चलिए, ये वाला भी हो चुका है। नेक्स्ट, एटमोस्ट 6 इज 24। एटमोस्ट 6 इज 24 मीन्स एग्जैक्टली 1 से लेके एग्जैक्टली 6 तक। नाउ वी नो टिल एग्जैक्टली 4 तक हमने यहाँ पे ऑलरेडी देख लिया था। एटमोस्ट 4 तक 16 है, सो एटमोस्ट 6 24 है, तो बचा क्या, एग्जैक्टली 5 एंड एग्जैक्टली 6, वो हो जाएगा 8। सो एग्जैक्टली 5 प्लस एग्जैक्टली 6 इज 8, and at least 6 is 8. At least 6 is 8 means exactly 6 plus exactly 7 plus exactly 8 is 8. तो इससे क्या मिलने वाला है हमें कि exactly 1 से लेके exactly 5 तक जो वैल्यूज हैं उन सब का सम होने वाला है 22। तो मैं यहां लिख रहा हूं, देखो exactly 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 is 22। ठीक है, यहां से। ठीक है, ओके, अब ध्यान से देखिए, एग्जैक्टली 1 प्लस एग्जैक्टली 2 इज 10, एग्जैक्टली 3 प्लस एग्जैक्टली 4 इज 6, 10 प्लस 6 इज 16। इफ यू पुट हेयर एग्जैक्टली 5 विल बी 6 एंड एग्जैक्टली 6 विल बी 2। तो आपको एग्जैक्टली 6 भी मिल चुका है, ये आ गया। अब बचा क्या भाई, अब बचा है आपके पास एग्जैक्टली 7 एंड एग्जैक्टली 8, जो आपको यहां से मिलने वाला है, ऑब्वियस सी बात है। अब यहां से आप देखिए, एटमोस्ट 8 अगर 29 है, सो आई कैन सारे डायरेक्टली से एग्जैक्टली 9 प्लस एग्जैक्टली 10 इज 1 फ्रॉम दिस स्टेटमेंट, राइट। ठीक है, नेक्स्ट, एटलीस्ट 8 इज 5। एटलीस्ट 8 इज 5 मीन्स एग्जैक्टली 8 प्लस एग्जैक्टली 9 प्लस एग्जैक्टली 10 इज 5। और आपको पता है एग्जैक्टली 9 प्लस एग्जैक्टली 10 इज 1। ठीक है, इन दोनों को कंबाइन करके मिल रहा है आपको आंसर। आपको डायरेक्टली वैल्यू मिलने वाली है एग्जैक्टली 8 की, क्योंकि 9 और 10 की वैल्यू 1 है, तो एग्जैक्टली 8 की वैल्यू हो जाएगी 4। यहां लिख देते हैं, सो एग्जैक्टली 8 इज 4। ठीक है, वी हैव टेकन केयर दिस ऑल्सो। नाउ एटमोस्ट 10 इज 30। ठीक है, एटलीस्ट 10 इज 1। एटलीस्ट 10 इज 1 मीन्स एग्जैक्टली 10 इज 1, तो ये 1 हो रहा है, तो दैट मीन्स एग्जैक्टली 9 इज 0। ठीक है, तो इसको भी मैं बंद कर देता हूं यहां से, वाइट से। अब बचा क्या है, एग्जैक्टली 7 बच गया यार। चलिए एग्जैक्टली 7 भी देख लेते हैं कहां मिलेगा हमें। एटलीस्ट 6 में यहां मिल जाएगा। एटलीस्ट 6 का कहीं नहीं किया था क्या, नहीं किया था, ओके कोई नहीं। एटलीस्ट 6 का मतलब है 6 प्लस 7 प्लस 8, इसको मैं क्लियर कर देता हूँ, यहां से देख लेते हैं। एटलीस्ट 6 में 6 प्लस 7 प्लस 8 प्लस 9 प्लस 10 इज 8। आपको 6 की वैल्यू पता है, 2 है, 2 4 6 प्लस 1 7, तो एग्जैक्टली 7 क्या होगा, 1 होगा, क्योंकि एग्जैक्टली यहां से देखोगे आप, एटलीस्ट 6 मतलब एग्जैक्टली 6 प्लस एग्जैक्टली 7 प्लस एग्जैक्टली 8 प्लस एग्जैक्टली 9 एंड प्लस एग्जैक्टली 10, टोटल 8 होना चाहिए। एंड वी ऑलरेडी नो द वैल्यू ऑफ एग्जैक्टली 6, 8 9 एंड 10, तो जो बचा होगा दैट विल बी एग्जैक्टली 7 विच इज 1। तो हमारे पास हर चीज की वैल्यू यहां पर आ चुकी है। नाउ वी कैन डायरेक्टली आंसर द क्वेश्चंस। एक बार आप देख लीजिएगा, इसको मैच कर लेना, मेन है इसकी वैल्यूज निकालना। एक बार आपने वैल्यूज निकाल ली तो क्वेश्चन बड़ा आसान है। चलिए लेट्स बिगिन विद द फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन। ऑन हाउ मेनी डेज ड्यूरिंग द मंथ ऑफ नवंबर वर एग्जैक्टली 7 बुक्स बोरोड। अगर आप ध्यान से देखो तो एग्जैक्टली 7 सबसे लास्ट में निकला है। ठीक है, तो कितने दिन के लिए, 1 डे के लिए। नेक्स्ट, if each book was borrowed was returned on the same day, fine, an amount of rupees 5 was charged, ठीक है, as the rental charge for each book borrowed, fine, what is the total rental charge earned by the library in the month of November। देखते हैं टोटल चार्ज कैसे निकालें। ओके, उसके लिए देखिए, exactly 1 is borrowed for 6 days, तो 1 book is borrowed for 6 days, तो 6 हो गया। ठीक है, टोटल 6 दिन के लिए रखा है ना यहाँ पे, सॉरी 6 दिन के लिए रखा है ना, यप, ठीक है। नेक्स्ट, उसके बाद है एग्जैक्टली मतलब 2 books were borrowed for 8 days. 2 books were borrowed for 8 days means 4 days means total 8. Plus next 3 books were borrowed for 2 days, so 3 into 2 6. Plus 4 into 4 16. Plus 6 into 5 30. Plus 6 into 2 12. Plus 8 into 4 32. And 10 into 1 and 7 into 1. और 9 के लिए 0 था, ठीक है। अब इसका सम करके हमें 5 से मल्टीप्लाई करना होगा, तो कर लेते हैं सम। 17 to 19, this will be 49 to 51, 61, 91, 91 and 6 97, 107, 113, so 127. और 5 rupees was charged, so 127 into 5, this will be 635. So second question का आंसर हो जाता है 635. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन पर आते हैं, थर्ड। If during the month of November the number of days on which n books were borrowed, ठीक है, was dn, fine, on dn, ठीक है। What is the value of n for which dn is the lowest? तो हमें dn निकालना है, dn है नंबर ऑफ डेज, ठीक है, वो लोएस्ट होना चाहिए। नंबर ऑफ डेज लोएस्ट किस केस में थे? तो मुझे याद है 9 के केस में सबसे कम थे, 9 के केस में 0 थे ना, सो 9 आंसर है। That's it. नेक्स्ट पे आते हैं। How many of the following statements are true regarding the number of books borrowed during the month of November? The number of days on which exactly 3 books were borrowed is greater than the number of days on which exactly 5 books were borrowed. तो 3 5 से ज्यादा होना चाहिए, 3 5 से ज्यादा नहीं है, ये फेल हो गया। The number of days on which exactly 5 books were borrowed is less than the number of days on which exactly 4. So 5 4 से कम होना चाहिए, 5 4 से कम होना चाहिए, 5 4 से कम नहीं है। देखो 5 का 6 है, 4 का 4 है, ये भी फेल हो गया। The number of days on which exactly 2 books were borrowed is greater than the number of days on which exactly 7. So 2 ज़्यादा होना चाहिए 7 से, so 2 ज़्यादा होना चाहिए 7 से। 2 का 4 है, 7 का 1 है, यस, डेफिनेटली करेक्ट। आगे, the number of days on which exactly 3 books were borrowed, 3 is less than 6. So 3 is less than 6, 3 6 नहीं, ये तो दोनों इक्वल हैं, so this is also not possible. तो पूछा क्या था, how many of the following statements are true regarding the number of books borrowed? So there is only one statement which is correct. So क्वेश्चन काफी डुएबल में था अगर आपको ये बेसिक कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ एटलीस्ट एंड एटमोस्ट पता है, ठीक है। थोड़ा सा न्यू यूनिक क्वेश्चन था डेफिनेटली, बट इफ यू आर कंफर्टेबल विद एटलीस्ट एंड एटमोस्ट टाइप, then you can solve this question within 8 to 10 minutes at max. Okay guys, let's look at another set. This set is of Venn diagram. Set says in a group of 50 every member can speak at least one of 4 languages. That means जो null वाला पार्ट होता है किसी भी Venn diagram के सेट में, वो इस केस में 0 होने वाला है। And the languages are Marathi, English, French and German. So let's make a Venn diagram of 4. So Marathi, English, French and German. So as you can see there are 15 unknowns as of now which we have to fill. So ये वाला डेटा तो हमने पूरा यूज कर लिया है। We know total students are, total members are 50. The number of person who can speak all the languages except German. So German को छोड़ के, मतलब exactly 3 वाले हैं हम बात कर रहे हैं। So German को छोड़ के exactly 3 वाले कौन से हो जाएंगे? ये वाला Marathi, English, French, which in turn is equal to 4 and also it is equal to those who speak only German. So these two are 4. तो ये फिल हो चुका है। 15 में से 2 वेरिएबल्स आपने फिल कर दिए, सो 13 बचे। तो इस तरह से कॉन्फिडेंस थोड़ा सा आता रहता है कि भाई 15 अननोन थे, 2 फिल हो चुके हैं। 25 मेंबर्स डू नॉट स्पीक फ्रेंच, सो भाई 25 मेंबर्स फ्रेंच बोलते होंगे, राइट, क्योंकि टोटल मेंबर्स है 50। 7 मेंबर्स स्पीक ओनली फ्रेंच, तो ये भी आ गया। चलिए अच्छी बात है, काफी सारा डेटा फिल होने लग गया है। नंबर ऑफ पर्सन हु स्पीक एग्जैक्टली टू लैंग्वेज is twice that of those who speak exactly 3. So exactly 2 is twice of exactly 3, which in turn is twice that of those who speak all the language. So you can say exactly 4 अगर मैं x लेता हूं तो exactly 3 हो जाता है 2x. Exactly 2 will be 4x. Right? I hope this part is clear. And 15% speak only one language. So exactly 1 is 15. Now you can see there are total 50 persons that will be consist of exactly 1 plus exactly 2 plus exactly 3 plus exactly 4. So 7x plus 15 is equal to 50. 7x is equal to 35. So x is equal to 5. अब x 5 आता है तो we got the value of exactly 4 that is 5, तो यहां पुट कर दीजिए 5. exactly 3 10, exactly 2 20. चलो काफी चीजें सॉर्ट होने लग गई है यहां तक, ठीक है, ये भी यूज कर चुके हैं. फाइन. 18 people speak Marathi and English, so this is 18. This total is 18, of which 6 people speak no other language. It simply means guys 4 language थी, 18 लोग मराठी और इंग्लिश बोलते हैं. Out of these 18 people, 6 speak only Marathi and English because they do not speak any other language. So this is 6. If this is 6, we can find out this also. This will be 3 because the total sum is 18. अच्छी बात है, ये भी फिल हो चुका है. Next, French and English are spoken by 11 persons. So French and English. So we are talking about these 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Of which one person does not speak any other language. That means we are talking about exactly 2 language वाले लोग. So number of persons who speak only French and only English is 1. तो वो कहाँ पे आएगा? यहाँ पे आ जाएगा, ठीक है. यही लिखा है ना, French and English are spoken by 11 persons, of which 1 person does not speak perfectly fine. ठीक है, ये पूरा 11 था, तो 5 + 4 9 + 1 + 1. ठीक है, ये भी फिल हो चुका है, राइट. तो ये भी हमारी इंफॉर्मेशन काम की थी जो हमने यूज कर ली है. उसके बाद एक और चीज देखिए, नोटिस कीजिए, 10 है वो एग्जैक्टली 3 को रिप्रेजेंट करता है. सो 4 + 1 5 + 3 8 + 2 10. ये भी फिल हो चुका है. इसका काम खत्म, इसका भी काम खत्म, ये बचा है अभी. ठीक है, एग्जैक्टली 2 है, उसको कहाँ पुट कर सकते हैं, बहुत सारे अननोन है, अभी तो नहीं कुछ छेड़ सकते. इस पे आगे चलिए, आगे देखते हैं गाइस. द नंबर ऑफ पर्सन हु स्पीक जर्मन एंड मराठी इज 13. सो जर्मन एंड मराठी इज 13. जर्मन एंड मराठी इज 13. दैट मीन्स दिस. सो 5 + 3 8 + 2 10 + 3. ठीक है. ऑफ विच द नंबर ऑफ पर्सन हु डू नॉट स्पीक एनी अदर लैंग्वेज, ऑफ विच the number of person who do not speak any other language, that means we are talking about number of person who speak only Marathi and German. So Marathi and German, only Marathi and German वाले कितने बंदे हैं? 3. ठीक है. is same as those who speak only French and German. अच्छा, मेरे को लगा है यार फ्रेंच तो मैंने ऑलरेडी पुट कर दिया है. सो ये है 3. चलिए, ये भी फिल हो चुका है. and the number of people who speak Marathi is 26. this is 26. ठीक है, तो क्या क्या फिल कर सकते हैं? देखो, पहले मेरे को ये जल्दी से दिखा 25 वाला, तो इसको फिल कर लीजिए. तो ये कितना हो गया? 7 8 11 7 18 19 23 2. ठीक है, इसके बाद इसको फिल कर लीजिए, इस वाले को. तो 10, ये तो 18 पूरा था ही. 18 7 25 1 26. ये भी कंप्लीटली फिल हो चुका है. ठीक है, उसके बाद और कुछ इन्फॉर्मेशन गिवन है क्या? Number of people who speak Marathi is 26. Fine. Can anything else we can use? Exactly 1 वाला देख लेते हैं. Exactly 1 वाले 15 थे ना, ये वाला यूज कर लो. Exactly 1 वाले 15 थे, तो 7 + 4 11 + 1 12 3 15. 15 ये भी हो गया. Exactly 2 वाला भी यूज कर लीजिए, 20 है. सो Exactly 2 वाले कौन कौन से रीजंस होंगे गाइस? एक ये है, एक ये है, एक ये है, या एक ये है और एक ये है. और एक ये है, ठीक है, या परफेक्ट। सो 6 + 2 8 + 1 9 + 3 12 + 3 15 और ये है 20, तो 5 हो गया, ठीक है। तो हमारा पूरा डेटा फिल हो चुका है। मैं फिर भी एक बार क्रॉस चेक कर लेता हूँ। 5 + 3 8 + 3 11 + 12 14 6 20, perfectly fine. Let's begin with the question. Question says how many persons speak only German and English? Only अच्छा, ये वाला सबसे लास्ट में ही निकाला है हमने इसी वजह से, ठीक है। देखो पहला क्वेश्चन उसी के ऊपर था तो सबसे लास्ट में आया है। How many persons speak only English? So only English वाले हैं 3, right? So 3, yeah. How many persons speak at least 3 languages? At least 3 means exactly 2 plus exactly 3. Oh sorry, at least 3 है ना यार, my bad. Exactly 3 plus exactly 4. So exactly 3 वाले कितने हैं? You can see 10. Exactly 4 वाले 5. So 10 plus 5 15, right? Next, how many persons speak English but not French? So out of English, English वाले ये लोग हैं पूरे टोटल, इसमें से we have to remove French, मतलब इसको remove करना है। So 6 + 3 9 + 5 14 + 3 17, right? So क्वेश्चन काफ़ी अच्छा था, काफ़ी इंटरेस्टिंग क्वेश्चन था, बिकॉज वैल्यूज़ ना डायरेक्टली इतनी कनेक्टेड नहीं थी जो मुझे यहाँ पे देखने को मिली कि एक वैल्यू से दूसरी वैल्यूज कनेक्ट होती जा रही थी। एंड अनदर थिंग इज फॉर सच टाइप ऑफ क्वेश्चन आई वुड नेवर सजेस्ट कि आप वेरिएबल्स को स्टार्ट कीजिए। आप पहले थोड़ा डेटा खुद से फिल करने की कोशिश कीजिए, बिकॉज इफ यू स्टार्ट विथ 15 वेरिएबल्स यू आर सेइंग टू योर सेल्फ दैट देयर आर 15 अननोन्स, बट इफ यू आर नॉट पुटिंग एनी वेरिएबल्स and you are taking incomplete diagram, so basically you are saying this thing to your mind that values can be find out easily and I will put all the values instead of finding the variables I am finding out the values. तो थोड़ा सा साइकोलॉजिकली हम बीट कर देते हैं अपने माइंड को, नहीं तो माइंड को लगता है कि यार 15 वेरिएबल्स तुमने असाइन कर दिया ABCDEFGHI, तो भाई इन सारे वेरिएबल्स की वैल्यू निकालनी है। दूसरा फिर दिमाग में आता है 15 वेरिएबल्स हैं तो इट माइट बी पॉसिबल कि 10 इक्वेशन समथिंग बने जो मुझे ध्यान रखनी होगी, किसका किससे कनेक्शन है वो सब देखना होगा। बट जब मैं ब्लैंक डायग्राम लेता हूं तो मुझे उतनी प्रॉब्लम नहीं आती है। मैंने पर्सनली ऐसा फील किया है, शायद आपकी कुछ और अप्रोच हो सकती है। तो मैं अपने स्टूडेंट्स को हमेशा यही सजेस्ट करता हूं कि आप वेरिएबल्स को साइन ना करके ब्लैंक डायग्राम के साथ प्ले करो, शायद थोड़ा सा आसान हो, ठीक है। तो प्लीज ट्राई करना इस क्वेश्चन को आप। ओके गाइस, लेट्स लुक एट अनदर क्वेश्चन। दिस क्वेश्चन सेज अ सर्वे वाज कंडक्टेड अमंग 600 CAT 2025 एस्पिरेंट्स टू गॉज द पॉपुलैरिटी ऑफ 4 डिफरेंट टेस्ट सीरीज। उनका नाम भी गिवन है S1 S2 S3 S4। सो क्लियरली यहाँ से फर्स्ट लाइन से रफली एक आइडिया लग रहा है कि 4 वेन डायग्राम का सेट हो सकता है। आगे इन्फॉर्मेशन को रीड करते हैं तो इट सेज इट वाज फाउंड दैट द नंबर ऑफ एस्पिरेंट्स हु हैड जॉइंड S1 S2 S3 S4 was given to us, ठीक है। It is also known that, okay fine, so we know there is a Venn diagram set of 4, so let's make a diagram first. So this is S1, this is S2, this is S3 and this is S4. 209, 217, this is how much, 288 and 284. ठीक है, moving on. The number of aspirants who had joined S1, S2, S3 but not S4. तो that means exactly 3 की बात कर रहा है, right? And we know in Venn diagram of 4, these 4 regions represent exactly 3. This represent exactly 4, right? तो S1, S2, S3 but not S4 was equal to those who had joined S1, S2, S4. तो पहले S1, S2, S3 देख लेते हैं. So S1, S2, S3. So that means this region, right? So this region is equal to, let's say this is A. This equal to S1, S2, S4 but not S3. So S1, S2, S4 that means this. Because S3 को exclude करना है, right? So these two are equal. which in turn was 2 less than that of those who had joined all the 4 test series. So we can say that this will be A plus 2. नेक्स्ट, तो इस स्टेटमेंट का काम हो चुका है, इसको इग्नोर कर देते हैं. द नंबर ऑफ एस्पिरेंट्स हु हैड जॉइंड ओनली S1, ओनली S2, ओनली S3, ओनली S4, वो भी गिवन है हमें 30, 30, 80, 60. सो 30, 30, just a second, yeah, 30, 30, 80, 60. Let me check. Yeah, perfectly fine. So we are done with this also. Now let's talk about the third statement, which says the number of aspirants who had joined exactly 3 of the 4 test series was 100. So exactly 3 वाले मतलब ये this, 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 this. तो ये जो ग्रीन वाले हैं डॉट वाले, इन सभी का सम 100 है. Because there are 4 reasons which represent exactly 3 and sum of all these reasons is 100. Okay, तो इसका भी यूज somehow I have done because डायरेक्टली फिट नहीं किया है अभी, वो बाद में फिट कर लेंगे क्योंकि अभी अननोन्स हो जाते हैं, इसलिए फिट नहीं किया है. बिकॉज यू कैन सी यहाँ पे बी, यहाँ पे सी, 2 अननोन्स, एक अननोन ऑलरेडी है, 2 और हो जाते, 3 अननोन्स हो जाते, तो फालतू का टाइम वेस्ट ही है. तो अभी के लिए होल्ड पे रखता हूँ. सॉरी. द नंबर ऑफ एस्पिरेंट्स हु हैड जॉइंड बोथ S1 एंड S3, ठीक है, बट नीदर S2 नॉर S4. सो दैट मीन्स एग्जैक्टली 2 की बात हो रही है, और वो भी किसकी बात हो रही है? S1 एंड S3. सो S1 एंड S3 बट नॉट S2 एंड S और S4. ठीक है, सो S1 एंड S3 किधर मिलेगा? ये रहा. एंड was 5 less than those who had joined S1 and S4. Again exactly 2 की बात हो रही है. So my bad. That means इसकी, तो ये 5 लेस है. 5 लेस है किससे? S1 S3 से. ठीक है, ये वाला इससे 5 लेस है. तो इसको मैं अगर नाम दे देता हूँ, लेट्स से Y, दिस इज Y प्लस 5. ठीक है, सो वी आर डन विद दिस स्टेटमेंट ऑल्सो. नेक्स्ट, the number of aspirants who had joined both S3 and S4 but not S2. S3 and S4, S3 and S4, that means about this, right? Because S2 को इग्नोर करना है. तो चलो अब वेरिएबल्स का नाम दे ही देते हैं, बच ही नहीं रहा कुछ, तो इसको B दे देते हैं, इसको C दे देते हैं. ठीक है, तो आई कैन से 2A प्लस B प्लस C इज इक्वल टू 100, और इसका नाम दे देते हैं D. ठीक है, अब क्वेश्चन ने ये बोला है कि नंबर ऑफ एस्पिरेंट्स हु हैड जॉइंड बोथ S3 एंड S4. सो S3 एंड S4, दैट मीन्स दिस, एंड एक्सक्लूडिंग S2. So that means we have to exclude this S2, right? So B plus D is equal to those who had joined S3 and S4 but not S1. So S3 and S4 but not S1. So that means I have to ignore this. So that is equal to C plus D. And D got cancelled out. So B and C are equal to each other. So B and C are equal to each other. I can replace this C by B. ठीक है, सो कोशिश क्या रहेगी मेरी कि जितने ज़्यादा वेरिएबल्स कम होंगे उतना मेरे लिए ईजी है, उतना मेरा कॉन्फिडेंस इंक्रीज होता जाएगा while solving this set. Because you can see there are 15 unknowns, there are 15 variables. Although कुछ वेरिएबल्स की वैल्यू मिल चुकी है जैसे 60, 80, 30, but remaining you can say 11 unknowns हैं which we have to fill. Okay, moving on. One more thing we can do. This is irrelevant now. We can replace C by B, which is 100. So 2A plus 2B is equal to 100. So I can say A plus B is equal to 50. ठीक है जी, चलिए काफ़ी चीज़ें आसान हो रही हैं, ये भी हमने यूज़ कर लिया है. 6th पे आते हैं. The number of aspirants who had joined both S1 and S2 was 96. S1 and S2 was 96. So S1 and S2 96. This entire, इसके बारे में कुछ पता नहीं है, होल्ड पे रखते हैं भाई, कुछ काम का नहीं है अभी. And that of those who had joined both S1 and S2 but neither S3 nor S4. That means exactly 2, which is 28. अब कुछ काम की चीज़ें मिल रही हैं मुझे. So this is 28 and This entire set, मतलब sum of these 4 reasons is 96. So you can say 3a plus 2 plus 28 is equal to 96. So 3a is equal to 66, a is equal to 22. Now if a is 22, that means this is 22, this is 24, my bad. This is 22, this is 22, okay? And we can find out the value of b will be 28. So this is 28, this is 28. तो भाई काफ़ी सारी इंफॉर्मेशन मिल चुकी है, वो थोड़ा कॉन्फिडेंस दे रहा है इस सेट को सॉल्व करने के लिए. नेक्स्ट, द नंबर ऑफ एस्पिरेंट्स हु हैड जॉइंड बोथ S3 and S4 बट नीदर S1 नॉर S2 वाज 55. सो दैट मीन्स एग्जैक्टली 2 की बात हो रही है S3 and S4 वाले की. दैट मीन्स दिस इज 55. एक मिनट चेक कर लेता हूँ, या 55 ही था. परफेक्ट. चलिए अब रिमेनिंग को फाइंड करने की कोशिश करते हैं, देखते हैं कैसे फाइंड कर सकते हैं. You can see this is 209. 209 is sum of these 8 reasons. This already we know 96, right? 96 था ये 96 plus 28 will be 124 plus 30 plus 2y plus 5 is equal to 209. ठीक है, चलिए ऐड कर लेते हैं. सो ये हो जाता है 2y 209 minus 159. So 2y is equal to 50. So y is equal to 25. So आपको y की वैल्यू भी मिल चुकी है, that is 25. और ये हो जाता है 30. तो ये दो वेरिएबल्स ही हमें मिल चुके हैं. अब बचा क्या है, एक ये बचा है, एक ये बचा है. इसको इस तरह से इससे कंपेयर कर लेते हैं, इसको इससे कंपेयर कर लेते हैं. ये भी मिल जाएगा, ये भी मिल जाएगा. हमें 15 रीजन्स की हर वैल्यू मिल चुकी है, हर रीज़न की. तो क्वेश्चन तो फिर आसान ही हो जाता है. तो जल्दी से इसको भी देख लेते हैं भाई, इसकी क्या वैल्यू होगी. दिस वाज गिवन टू अस, आई डोंट रिमेंबर. एनीवे, सो 55, ये थोड़ा सा आसान नहीं हो सकता क्या? नहीं हो रहा, चलो ठीक है, कोई नहीं, ऐड करते हैं. सो 28 प्लस, क्योंकि मैं पूरा ये एंटायर ऐड कर रहा हूँ. सो 28 प्लस 22 इज 50. 50 plus this will be also 50, मतलब 99, plus 28 is 127, plus 80 is 207, plus 25 is 207, 262, plus something is equal to 288. ये आ जाता है. ठीक है, अब यहाँ से हम जल्दी से अननोन की वैल्यू निकाल पाएंगे. मेरे हिसाब से मैंने कोई गलती तो नहीं की है, तो ये हो जाता है 62. सो 26, दिस इज 26. ठीक है, तो यहाँ से हमें ये अननोन की वैल्यू मिल चुकी है. नेक्स्ट पार्ट पे आते हैं. इसी तरह से हम ये वाले रीजन की वैल्यू भी निकाल लेते हैं जल्दी से. तो इन सब का सम कर लेते हैं. 28 प्लस 22 50, 50 प्लस 30 80, 60, 140, 140 उसके बाद आ जाता है, ये हो जाता है 168 प्लस, आई थिंक वी आर डन विद दिस, वी आर नॉट डन विद दिस. कितना था यार, दोबारा से कर लेते हैं. 50, 80, 140, 168 प्लस 24 प्लस 55, सो 597. ठीक है, 57 24, सो 247 प्लस समथिंग इज 284, सो दिस इज 37. चलिए हो गया. सो वी हैव डिकोडेड द एंटायर रीजंस. नाउ वी कैन इजीली आंसर एवरी क्वेश्चन. Okay, let's begin with first question. First question says how many aspirants had joined exactly 2 of the 4 test series. So basically there are 6 reasons which represent exactly 2, and these reasons are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and not this one obviously, this one and this one, right? So all these are reasons which represent exactly 2. इन सब का सम कर लेते हैं जिन पे क्रॉस मैंने लगाया है. So 28 plus 25 is 53 plus 6 59, that means 79. 79 after this is 109 plus 37 plus 55. So 37 plus 55 is 94, 92. So that means this will be 201. So this is 201. So we got the answer of first question, which is 201. Next, how many aspirants had joined both S3 and S4? So S3 and S4, that means we have to take the sum of all these four reasons. So जल्दी से ऐड करते हैं. 28 plus 28 is 56, plus 24 is 80, plus 55 is 135. So this was pretty easy. Next, the number of aspirants who had not joined any of the four test series. So उसके लिए थोड़ी मेहनत करनी पड़ेगी because there are 600 students which I can see from here. There are 600 students and we have to find out this reason, outer reason, right? तो भाई पूरा सम करो और थोड़ी सी मेहनत करो. देखो भाई क्या कर सकते हैं. So this is 209, this plus this, ठीक है. So 209 plus 30 is 239. अच्छा ऐसा करते हैं, 209 को एज इट इज रहने देते हैं, प्लस 30 ये हो जाता है 56 प्लस 28, so 84, 791, 121 प्लस 140, 195. So this is 9615, 1, right. So 9212 and ये हो जाता है 214, 425. Just a second. अच्छा यहाँ कैरी भी तो थी यार. 525. So there are 600 students, out of which 525 students are present here. So हमें outer region की वैल्यू निकालनी थी. So that will be 600 minus 525. That is 75. So we have solved 3 questions. I know this question is little bit calculation intensive because काफ़ी सारा एडिशन करना पड़ रहा है. ऐसा लग रहा है कि पूरी ज़िंदगी का एडिशन एक ही क्वेश्चन में करवा दिया है. Hopefully फोर्थ क्वेश्चन पे चलते हैं. If the price of S1, S2, S3, S4 are 4,000, 4,500, 3,800 and 6,000, what was the total amount in rupees spent by the aspirants who had joined exactly 3? Okay, लग रहा है यहाँ पे भी काफ़ी मेहनत करवाएगा. चलो देखो, इसको रब कर देते हैं. सो टोटल अमाउंट स्पेंड बाय द स्टूडेंट्स, ठीक है. तो यहाँ पे नोटिस कीजिए ये एग्जैक्टली 3 वाले ये रीजन है. मैं आपको रिप्रेजेंट करके दिखा देता हूँ. इससे ये है, ये है, ये है एंड ये है, ठीक है. तो यहाँ पे अगर आप पहला वाला ये देखोगे तो ये 22 स्टूडेंट्स हैं, दोज हु हैव जॉइंड S1 एज वेल एज S2 एज वेल एज S3. सो 22 इंटू अब S1 का प्राइस कितना है? S1 का प्राइस है 4,000, S2 का प्राइस है 4,500, उसका प्राइस है 3,800. सो 4,000, जस्ट अ मिनट, 4,000 प्लस 4,500 प्लस एक सेकेंड 3,800. ओके, तो इस पूरे का मल्टीप्लाई करना है भाई. तो पहले इसका सम निकलेगा, मतलब ये वाला निकलेगा. उसके बाद सिमिलरली मुझे इसका निकालना होगा. तो 28 इंटू इसके लिए S1, दिस इज S3 एंड S4. सो S1 प्लस S3 प्लस S4 कितना हो गया? 4,000, 3,800 एंड 6,000. सो 4,000 प्लस 3,800 इंटू 6,000 प्लस 6,000, ठीक है. इसी तरह से इसका निकालना होगा. सो 28 इंटू ये हो जाएगा S2, S3, S4, S2, S3, S4. सो 4,500, 3,800 एंड 6,000, ठीक है. एंड द लास्ट वन इज 22. सो 22 इंटू दिस इज S1, S2 एंड S4. सो S1, S2, S4, सो ठीक है, 4,000 प्लस 4,500 प्लस 6,000. तो यहाँ पे आपसे पूछा गया था व्हाट वाज द टोटल अमाउंट स्पेंड बाय द एस्पिरेंट्स हु जॉइंड एग्जैक्टली 3 टेस्ट सीरीज. सो यू कैन सी द टोटल अमाउंट विल बी दिस मच. इन सब का सॉल्व करके आपको सम निकालना होगा. माई पर्सनल एक्सपीरियंस सेज कि जब भी आप कोई कैट का सेट देखते हो तो यूजुअली व्हाट हैपन्स कि पहले जो 3 क्वेश्चंस होते हैं वो कंपैरेटिवली ईजी होते हैं, बट जो 4th क्वेश्चन होता है वो ज़्यादातर ना बहुत डिफ़िकल्ट बनाया जाता है. उसका एक समहाउ रीज़न भी ये है कि if someone has spent 10 to 12 minutes on one set, so he or she will try to attempt all the 4 questions, right? So he or she will be in that perception कि चारों क्वेश्चन मुझसे हो जाएंगे या उससे वो क्वेश्चन छूटेगा ही नहीं. मतलब he or she knows that fourth question is gonna be difficult, बट इवेंचुअली तब भी वो क्वेश्चन को कर रहा होगा बिकॉज उसने स्पेंड किया है 10 to 12 मिनट्स. तो अगर आपको लगता है कि फोर्थ क्वेश्चन ज़्यादा कैलकुलेटिव है, ज़्यादा टाइम कंज्यूमिंग है, यू कैन स्किप दैट क्वेश्चन एंड मूव ऑन टू द नेक्स्ट सेट, बिकॉज इट माइट बी पॉसिबल जो टाइम आप फोर्थ क्वेश्चन को दे रहे हो, लेट्स से 5 मिनट्स आपने दे दिया, 4 मिनट्स आपने एक क्वेश्चन को दे दिए, उतने में शायद कोई और LRDI का सेट बन जाए. तो ये थोड़ा सा आपको अंडरस्टैंड करना होगा कैट के टाइम पे. यहाँ पे तो अनफॉर्चुनेटली वी डू नॉट हैव एनी लग्जरी, तो वी हैव टू सॉल्व दिस क्वेश्चन. तो इसका मैं आपको आंसर बता देता हूँ, आप लोग मैच कर लेना. दिस इज द फाइनल आंसर जो होगा. I have told you the method how to solve for fourth question. I know little bit difficult है because थोड़ा सा calculation ज़्यादा है. Although you guys have luxury of calculator, you can use that, but बार बार ये 3 नंबर्स को पुट करना, फिर 22 से मल्टीप्लाई करना, फिर ये 3 नंबर्स को पुट करना, फिर 22 से मल्टीप्लाई करना, थोड़ा सा टाइम कंज्यूमिंग हो सकता है. सो फोर्थ क्वेश्चन आई एम लीविंग अप टू यू, आपकी चॉइस है आपको अटेम्प्ट करना है या नहीं करना, बट फर्स्ट 3 क्वेश्चंस वर डूएबल, वो आपसे हो सकते थे. सो दिस वाज नाइस सेट ओवरऑल. और कैट में 4 वेन डायग्राम के ऊपर इस तरह का सेट आप एक्सपेक्ट कर सकते हो.
Hi, so welcome to this special session. So this set must have already seen, and if not, I'm just getting a slide on a reverse count of 5. You know what you have to do. You can pause your video or take a screenshot, but try to solve this question on your own, right? There are 4 questions based on this information, and the questions should be shown afterwards. Your time starts now. Okay, I'm back. Let's read it together now. It says 5 colleagues, Alice, Bob, Charlie, David and Eve. So basically A, B, C, D, E, right? So they participated in a 5-month corporate fitness challenge. Okay, fitness challenge, something related to body and their weights, right? Starting from January 1st, okay? So their initial body weights in kilogram on January 1st were 97, 94, 99, 89, 83 respectively. That is a very nice word. That means for these 5 colleagues, we got to know their exact weights on January 1st, right? Which is the first month of their 5 months fitness challenge, right? On the first day of each month from February to May, so they are the further 4 months, right? On each day, in the first day of each of these remaining next 4 months, they recorded their weights to track progress. That means their weights have been recorded on the 5 months, right? On the first day of 5 months. Which are the 5 months? January, then February, then March, then April and May, isn't it? So January ke weights are already given to us in order, right? 97, 94 and so on. And on the first day of each month from February to May, they recorded their weights to track progress. Now by May 1st, the following trends were observed. So further few points, 5 points are there, so which are telling about the further information. So basically what we are supposed to do, we are talking about these 5 colleagues A, B, C, D, E and their weights of these 5 months, that is January, February, March, April, May, which is recorded on the first of each of these months. So it is going to be a 5 by 5 table, isn't it? So before reading the further points, let's start creating this table, right? Okay, I'm moving to the next slide, and so that we can have some space. So entire information has been squeezed in here. So let me write here. So I'm writing the names here. Let me keep some space so that if further required, we may use that extra space at sides. So A, B, C, D, E, these are the 5 colleagues, and their weights are being recorded for the 5 consecutive months. They start from January. January weights are given, by the way. Let me write them side by side. So January weights are this 97, 94, 99. And after that I have 89 and 83 respectively. That was the keyword there, 89 and 83. Okay? So the only difficulty part in these kind of questions is that we should not mess up with the numbers, right? Numbers should not be mixed up. We should be very careful while putting the numbers here, right? एक number आगे का पीछे उल्टा पुल्टा कर दिया तो everything will be spoiled. Anyway, so these are the weights given, and for the further months, let me write the name of the months. That is February, March, April and May. For these months also, we need to their weights are being recorded, and let's see whether we will be able to track them or not. Let's read these points. It says, in January, each colleague was at their heaviest weight. Okay, so each colleague means in every column. So every column we are going to have 5 numbers, right? 5 numbers would be their weights recorded in the first of the month. And so it says in January, each colleague was at their heaviest weight. That means the numbers written here must be the heaviest or the largest number in that respective column, isn't it? So let me put here. So these are the heaviest weight. So by the way, what is our interpretation of this word heaviest word or the largest weights here? So largest here, what we take in mathematically, that no weight or no number in any column could be larger than these ones, right? I repeat. So no number in any of the column could be larger than these values, right? So that's what we meant here. Can somebody be equal to this? Maybe yes, depending on the situations, but it is certain that no one could be larger than this number in any of the columns, because if that had been, so in that case these values could not be heaviest. I hope it is very clear. Okay, now in the same sentence it says, and in May they are at their lowest weight. Okay, so whatever 5 numbers we are going to put here, there must be the lowest weight of these 5 colleagues. So the same way, these are going to be the smallest numbers in each of the columns, which again means that no number could be smaller than the number which is to be put in these boxes here. I hope it is very clear. Okay, moving further. Now the weight change between any 2 consecutive months. Okay, 2 consecutive months for any person, if you see, so 2 consecutive months means 2 consecutive boxes in any column, right? So the weight change was at least 1 kilogram. What does it mean? It clearly indicates that no 2 consecutive numbers in any column could be same, right? No 2 numbers could be same, because when they are different, तो कम से कम 1 किलोग्राम का difference तो आ ही जाएगा, isn't it? Because the weights are being recorded in kilograms. ठीक है? Okay, so this first point we have inferred, we have put it here, and we will remember this point that the consecutive numbers can't be same. ठीक है? Moving to the next point now, it says the mean weights of the 5 colleagues across the 5 months were respectively. I was looking for this word only. These values are again given respectively. Now, what is the meaning of this mean weights? Mean weight का क्या मतलब है? Mean weight किसी कोई पतले का weight नहीं है. What is the mean? Mean is average. Yes, mean means simple average. So how do we find that average? So for any of the friend or any of this colleague, we have the 5 values. Yeah, we are going to have the 5 values. And how to find the mean or that average? It is simply sum of all these values divided by 5. Right? That will give you the mean value, and that mean value is given to us, right? And that is also respectively, so we know the order exactly. Let me put it here. So mean of these 5 values here, it is 90. Then next one it is 86, again 86. After that it is 80 and 75. 80 and 75. I hope it is okay. Fine. I hope the meaning is very clear. That's their average is 90, which means the sum of all these values would be 90 times 5, right? So because sum of these divided by 5 is 90, so 90 times 5, that is 450, must be sum of all these 5 values. Same way, sum of these 5 values would be 430 and so on. Anyway, so let's move further. So I'm not doing the sum right now, because we will see that as per our requirement, we will use it. Moving to the third point, it says the median weights of the 5 colleagues across the 5 months were this is again respectively. Yes, I was looking for that only. It's again respectively. That means again we know the order. But what this median means, yes, you know that. So out of these 5 values, so when they are arranged in order, whether increasing or decreasing, whatever be the case, so the middle value, that means the third value, right? Third position number, that would be the middle value, or that would be termed as median. In other words, I can also say this median value should have 2 values less than it or 2 values more than it. When I'm saying less than it, it can be equal also. Remember we talked earlier, some values could be equal as well, right? So the middle value means कि उससे छोटी या उसके बराबर there should be 2 values. Same way उससे ज़्यादा या उसके equal there could be 2 values. That is the thing. So basically third number is being depicted by this word median here, and those values are given to us again respectively. So let me write this. So this median for all these 5 colleagues, let me put it like this. यहाँ लिखते हैं. So these values given are कहाँ गया? Here it is. 93, 85. This is 93. Then we have 85. Next I have 84, and then I have 81, and finally 74. Okay, so median values I have got to know. So median value is certainly going to be filled in any one of these months, right? Because it is one of the 5 values. Okay. Okay, mean may not be one of the values here in these 5 months, but median is certainly the third value, so it is certainly to be filled in any one of these. And of course, it is not equal to the heaviest one; it will be in somewhere in between. Anyway, moving further to the last point now. This second last, fourth point, third point we have done. In fourth point, it says the range of each colleague's weights across the 5 months what this is respectively. Okay, it's talking about range. Let me write here. Now, what is the meaning of range? That is also mentioned. It is maximum minus minimum weights. So basically, maximum weight is here, the heaviest weight. Minimum, the lowest values would be here. So there are differences given by this range, and that range is 16, 12, 21, 17, and 19. And again, because it was respectively, so that's why we are able to put it directly. Anyway, what do we understand from this? We know the difference between 97 and this value in the box of May, it should be 16. So can I find this value? Why not? 97 minus 16 would be this value, or basically sum of these two values should be 97, isn't it? So before moving to the last point, let us fill these values quickly. So it comes out to be how much? 97 minus 16 would be 81, right? Same way 94 minus 12 would be how much? That would be 82, isn't it? This is 82. We can verify also fast. 99 minus 21 would be how much? That is 78. Okay, na? And same way 89 minus 17 would be 72. Fine. And here 83 minus 19, that would be how much? 64. But it's fine. So that's what we could have inferred from this range part, this fourth point here. So our fourth point is also done and put properly. Let's see the last point. It says the mode. Mean, median, mode. Everything has been utilized here. These are all different measure of central tendencies. So mode is what? Mode is the term which is repeated most number of times, right? See, we have already seen the heaviest value, the largest value, the lowest, that is smallest value, and this median value, the middle value. So these all numbers are different if you can observe, right? So mode is certainly the one value which is repeating most number of times. So one of these values must be repeating, or the two values must be the same. Let's see what it says. It says the mode weight for each colleague over the 5 months was equal to either their highest or lowest or median weight. There is only one mode for each person. So mode, I'm repeating, mode was the term which repeats most number of times, and it clearly mentions that mode for each of these colleagues was equal to either their highest, lowest, or median weight, right? And there's only one mode for each person. So it is not possible that more than one of these two quantities is repeating, because after these three numbers, let me put these numbers in circles so as to distinguish. Out of the 5 numbers for each, out of the 5 weights in the 5 months for each of the colleagues, we have got 3 values exactly. So this is 97 here, and this minimum is 81. And in between these 3 months, so in certain month, this person is certainly having a weight of 93 as well, right? In which month, I don't know right now, but in one of these 3 months, 93 also needs to be put here. Now, mode is going to be what? Mode is one of these 3 values only, and it would be, there is only one mode it was mentioned. There is only one mode for each person. So we have used this information also. So one of these would be repeated, so that it is only one mode. It means only either that value is repeating 2 times, maybe, or other values could be different, but there cannot be 2 modes. It is clearly mentioned there is only one mode. Means it is not possible to have something like this A, B, B, C, right? If we have a data like this, so in this case A is repeating 2 times, B is repeating 2 times. So that clearly indicates that this situation is not possible. What situation could be possible? It could be possible something like this A, B, C, D. This may be the possible situation when 2 values are same and third one is different. Or this could also be the case that A and B and C, that 3 values are same, but other 2 are different. That is also possible, but this one is not possible. So that is the meaning of this 5th point. Okay, so I'm first circling these values. So we are done with this entire part. Now we need to only work on this table. So I'm standing in front of this part now, so that it becomes easier for you to see here what we are doing. So these 3 numbers are already there in this column. Other 2 we need to identify. Okay. Now, but point is that how can we identify the other 2 values? Do we have any information? We have 2 points remaining which we haven't utilized exactly. One is this mode part which we have just discussed the possibilities, and the one part is regarding this mean as well, right? median is already known to us, so there is no issue. So mean का क्या करना है? So by using this mean, we can identify that other than these three numbers, the remaining two numbers, what would be their sum. Are you getting that? We already talked about this. So in this case, if I talk about friend A, this colleague A, the mean is 90. That means sum of the 5 values in this 5 months is going to be how much? 90 times 5. It is 450, out of which I already know these 3 values. So some of the remaining 2 values can be identified, isn't it? Let's try to do that now. So how to find this? So I'm not making it calculative. Let's make it simpler. So in spite of doing 90 times 5 minus this could be done. Let's use deviation method. You know what is deviation? Yes, you know that this mean is 90. So if every value would have been 90, that could be balance, right? That could have been average, simple mean. So, but whatever deviations are there, they must be balanced to 0 now, right? So let's balance all the deviations to make them 0 ultimately, so that we get the mean value is 90. So let's check out the deviation from this 90 for these 5 values. So 3 values are already with us. So from 90, if I see, this is plus 7 plus 3, right? Plus 7 plus 3 means plus 10, and this one is minus 9. So plus 10 minus 9 makes it plus 1. So we are having a plus 1 with these 3. So the other 2 values must have a deviation of net deviation of minus 1, right? So 90, 90, 180, 180 minus 1, that is 179. The sum of the remaining 2 values should be 179 in this column of A. Is that clear? Very nice, right? 90 times 2, 180, 180 minus 1. Minus 1, why? Because their combined division is plus 1. Let's take it once again. Plus 7 plus 3, that is 10. 10 minus 9 is plus 1. So I want minus 1 from the other 2. So 180 minus 1. Same way, let's do the same exercise here. Here average is, this mean is 86. So let's check out the deviations. So this is how much? This is positive 4 and 4, 8. So this is positive 8. And this one is minus 4 and minus 1. So minus 4 and minus 1 is minus 5, and this was positive 8. So 8 minus 5 is plus 3, right? So I want ultimately minus 3 to be the deviation of the remaining 2 values. So 86 times 2 would be how much? 86 times 2 is 172, minus 3 would be 169. So some of the 2 values in this column B, other than these 3 circled values, it should be 169. Okay, na? Let's do it fast for other values. Again, average is 86 here, mean is 86. So let's check out the deviations. So this is plus 13, right? This is plus 13, and here it is minus 8, right? The difference here is minus 8 and minus 2. Minus 8 minus 2 means minus 10, and this was plus 13. So plus 3, again minus 3 needs to be done. So again 172 minus 3, that is 169. Let's do it fast one more time. So it's 80 this time. So this is plus 9 and plus 1, that makes it plus 10. Plus 10 minus 8, that is plus 2. So minus 2 needs to be done. 80 times 2, 160. 160 minus 2 is 158. Nice. And the last time here, so 75 is the average here, mean here. To 75, this is plus 8, right? This is plus 8. And here it is minus 11 and minus 1. So minus 11 minus 1 makes it minus 12. So this 8 minus plus 8 minus 12 makes it minus 4. So this time plus 4 needs to be done, right? Let's check it once again. This was plus 8 and this is minus 11 and minus 1. So 8 minus 12 is minus 4. So plus 4 needs to be done to balance it. So 75 times 2 is 150. 150 plus 4, that is 154. So 154 is the sum of the 2 numbers in this column. Okay, so let's check out the possibilities. We know that, by the way, we have used this mean part, no need to check it again. Now we are talking about the mode part. Range to humne pehle hi use kar liya tha. Now we are talking about the mode part, and we know that which value could repeat. So the repeated value must be one of these 3 values only, isn't it? That's what we already talked about. Let's see now what is possible. And keeping this thing in mind that this is the largest value here, this is the smallest value here. So no number in the 5 range, 5 numbers among any column could be less than this. No number could be more than this. Keeping that thing in mind, and also the consecutive numbers would be different. That we can arrange afterwards. Okay. Can 97 repeat here? Let me write. या तो 97 repeat होने वाला है. If 97 is one of the numbers to be repeated, so what other number should be? Remember that sum should be 179. So that would be 82. Is it okay? Yes, that may be possible case, isn't it? 97 plus 82 would be 179, and 97 is the highest value. Fine. 82 is more than this. That's also okay. So it may be possible case. Okay. Can 93 be repeated? Let's see. If 93 is to be repeated, what would be the other value then? If 93 is one of the value, then other value would be 86, isn't it? That also seems to be fine. That is again within the range. So 93 is repeating, 86 is the other value, the remaining value. Okay, other than these 3. Okay, is it possible that 81 repeats? If 81 repeats, in that case, the other value would come out to be how much? 98. This is certainly not possible. Are you getting that? Why this is not possible? Because this 98 is now more than 97. By the way, how did I got 98? Because the sum should have been 179. So this can be certainly discarded. Right? This certainly can be discarded. Okay, doing the same exercise quickly with the other values as well, other columns as well. So in this case, the sum should be 169. So if 94 is being repeated, let me put this. Let me extend these lines here so as not to mix up the values. Right, so as to not to mix up the values, I'm writing it here. Okay, in case of 169, if 94 is repeating, what will happen? If this is 94, the other would be what? 97, so that would be 75, right? Remember that I want the sum to be 169 this time, but 75 is less than this. It is not possible. Discard it, right? Now let 85 be repeated. If 85 is being repeated, then there would be how much? 84. So that certainly matches. That is possible case. And what else? Can 82 repeat? So if 82 repeats, in that case the other value would be 87. And is that possible? Yes. Is in this range only? Yes, that may be possible case. Okay, so again we have two possibilities. Moving to the third column, C now. For C, I want the sum to be 169. Can 99 repeat? So if 99 is the repeating value, in that case the remaining value should be how much? It would be 70. But 70, I think, yes, 70 is less than 78. So this one is certainly not possible. Then let's take it to be 84. So if 84 is the value which is being repeated, the other value would be 85. So their sum is 169. It could be possible. And if 78 is the value which is being repeated, in that case, the other value would be how much? It would be 91. Yes. And 91 seems to be possible because it is in that range only. Okay, that is a possible case. And moving to D now. So for D, if 89 is being repeated, what would be the other value? 89 plus 9 would make it 98. 9 and 9, 6, 69, isn't it? That should be 69. But 69 is less than this value, sir. It is not possible. So discard it. So if it is 81, in that case, if 81 is being repeated, then the other value would be 77. And that certainly in that range, it may be possible. And can 72 repeat? Let's see. If 72 is the one which is being repeated, the other value should be how much? It should be, total sum should be 158. So it would be 86. And 86 is certainly in this range. So again, it is possible, right? It is possible. And checking the last case, E now. So, if this 83 repeats, the other value would be 71, right? Because the sum is 154. But 71 is more than this. It's fine. It looks fine. 71 is more than 64, so it appears to be fine. Okay, if 74 repeats, in that case, if 74 repeats, then the other value would be how much? 80. Because sum should be 154. And 80 is again within this range. It is less than this, so it's okay. It's possible. It seems to be possible. And if 64 is the one which is being repeated, then the other value should be 90. Because sum we want to be 154. But 90 is now more than 83. This is not possible. So in every column we can see there are two combinations possible, right? The arrangement is still to be done. That is still remaining. But these are the possible numbers now. So it is a lot of data here. So how to work with this now? Okay, let's see. So now we can't fix this data exactly because there could be various possibilities. So before spending time here, let's move to the questions quickly, right? Let's move to the questions quickly at this point. And there are 4 questions, as I said. Okay, here's the first question. It says, in February, let me use some other color. I'm using blue, by the way. In February, what could be the maximum possible average weight? Basically, mean it is talking about. So we are talking about in February, right? In February, what could be the maximum average possible weight of the 5 colleagues? Okay, so for the 5 colleagues, basically in the horizontal row, I want to calculate the average for the month of February, right? What could be the maximum, right? Maximum possible. It is asking about could be. It is not exact, right? So when options, if I see there are decimals and cannot be uniquely determined, that doesn't make any sense, right? That doesn't make any sense. It is not going to be uniquely determined. We are talking about the maximum possible situation, and the possible values we have already seen, right? So now let's try to find out the maximum possible average for all these 5 colleagues in the month of February. Let's check. So this is the month of February. Can you tell me what maximum value could come here? Remember that these are possibilities. So among these four numbers, largest one looking to be 97. Can I put 97 here? It could be, but don't forget this case. In the first point we talked about that the consecutive numbers, 2 consecutive months was at least 1 kilogram difference, weight change was there. So it could not be 97, right? So 9782 case cannot be taken here. It should be certainly 9386, right? Because if I take 9782 case, so it won't be 97, then it would be 82. But usse better to upar wala hai na. Why can't we take 93? That would be better, right? That would be better. So 9386 would be okay. So if 93 is the one, 9386. So here 93, this was a median case. So 93 would be here and 86 would come here. So basically this maximum value could be 93. Let me write here only. So this is a possible arrangement. This is 93. The other 93 would come here and this would be 86. So that is a possible case. So this is the largest value possible of weight of this friend A, of this colleague A in the month of February, right? And same thing we have to do with the other also. Let's do it fast. In this case, largest number which you can see is 87, right? Is that possible? So if I take 87, 82, so 87, 82 can be arranged, no issue. So 82 is to be repeated. So 82 को यहाँ नहीं रखना, 82 इन दोनों में कहीं आ सकता है. So this can be 87, this would be 82. It's okay. So 87, 82 and the other one would be 85. It's fine, right? So I hope it is clear. So this maximum could be 87. Of course, 82 and 85 would be arranged here. So 87 is the maximum value possible here. Let's move further. In this case, we have the four values and the largest one is 91. So if I take 91 and 78, so can I put 91 here? No issues. 78 यहाँ पे नहीं आएगा ना, 72 पर आ जाएगा, 91, 78. So this maximum could be 91. Perfectly fine. Moving further for D. So 86, 72, 81, 77. 86 is the largest one. So 86 could be put here, no issues. Again, 72 has an issue, 72 ऊपर आ जाएगा, no problem. So this 86 is the largest value possible here. What about E? What about E? Okay, in E, we have 80, 74, 83, 71. No. Which case? What is the maximum value? 83. Can 83 be possible? 83 can't be here. If I take the consider the case 83, 71, same way as we had here. So 97 could not be taken. So that's why we discarded and we took the other case. Same way here, if it is 83, 71, so I can't put 83 here because it is already 83. Right? It is already 83. So these two consecutive values can't be same. So 83 can't be here. So with 71 ka to kya hi fayda? It's better if I can take 80, 74 case. Let's check that. So if in 80, 74 case I take, so can it be 80? So if I take it 80, now 74 is being repeated. 74 was the median. So two 74s would be together. So it can't be 80 as well. Good question, right? Good catch here. It can't be 80, it can't be 83. Now what the next possible largest value? It is 74. Can it be 74? Yes. So 74 repeat is here, 74 is median also, 74 would be here, and the other value 80 could come in between. So the largest possible value here would be 74. I hope it is very clear. Okay? I don't know whether they have put the options in the proper way or not. Otherwise, with 80 as one of the options, you could have got another answer which would be wrong, by the way. So this could not be 80. Why? Let's check it once again. If it had been 80, in that case 74 would be in one of these two values. The remaining median value would also 74, and then the two consecutive boxes will have same number, which is not allowed, right? That's how even if I take 80, 74 case, this would not be 80. So 74 is the largest possible case now, and it is possible. That's what we have verified. So now simple question is we need to find this average that all of you know how to find. Just add these values and divide by 5. I'm doing it here only. So 6 and 4, 10, and 7 and 3, 10, 10, 10, 20, 20 and 1, 21 ka 1 to carry. We have to divide it by 5 finally. So basically it is going to end in 0.2, isn't it? It appears like that. Anyway, let's do the calculations completely. So 2 is to be added now. So 9 plus 9, 18, 18 and 2 ले लेते हैं साथ साथ. 18 and 2 would be 20, 28, 28 and 8 is 36, 36 and 7, 43, right? So it is 431 by 5, which comes out to be 86.2, isn't it? So let's check our answer to the first question. So yes, option C, that is 86.2. That would be the right answer. Fine, moving to the next question. It says, if it is known that in April, by the way, the previous values which we have filled, that was for this particular case, right? So that is not to be certain, right? So I'm going to discard that. Now for this question, it says, if it is known that in April, the median weight of the 5 colleagues was 87. Okay, now we have to consider this case, that in April, the median weight of 5 colleagues, again in the month of April, the average, not average, it is median, that is the middle value, middle weight of the 5 colleagues was 87. Then what is the weight of C in that month? Okay, so let's get back to our table, and first of all I'm erasing these previously written values. This was not a fixed case, that was only for that question. Now in this second question, what is given is that median for the month of April is given as 87, right? Let's check it once again. Yes, median for the month of April is given as 87. And question is asking about what is the weight of Charlie, that's C in that month. Okay, so we are talking about the month of April. So April ka median 87. ठीक है. So April ka median is 87, right? Okay, now first of all, let's see out of these 5 values which value can have 87. Here 87 is not there, not possible. Here 87 is not there, not possible. Here 87 is not there, not possible. Here 87 is there, yes. 87 is here. It could be possible. Among this, there is no 87. So certainly 87 तो भाई यहीं पर ही आने वाला है, right? Certainly this is the value which is possible to be 87. Now because it is median, that means I should have 2 values more than this and 2 values less than this, right? If they are all different, right? If they're all different. By the way, 87 के equal तो कोई है ही नहीं, so certainly they are going to be different, at least different from 87, right? So 2 values should be more than 87 and 2 values should be less than 87. Let's check out what are the 2 values more than this. So 87 से ज्यादा यहाँ पर possible है 93 and 97. In this case it is 87 exactly. यहाँ पर 87 से ज्यादा possible है is 91. यहाँ पर 87 से ज्यादा possible ही नहीं है, यहाँ भी possible ही नहीं है. Certainly these 2 values are going to be less than 87, right? These 2 are to be less than 87, for which there are various possibilities there. But in these 2, certainly the value must be more than 87. And here again there are 2 possibilities which value it could be. But question was asking about C, and there is only one possibility that it should be 91. I hope it is very clear. So for all other values, they are certainly going to be less than 87. This is certainly going to be more than 87, but it could have 2 values. But for the C, the value is fixed. It is 91 because it is to be more than 87. So that 87 can be median. So that's why it is asking the question. So clearly the answer is 91, right? Good. Moving to our question sheet. And this is to be typed. So answer is 91 here. It is confirmed. Okay? Moving to the third question now. It says, what is the weight of David in February? Again, the previous values which we have written, that was based on the previous questions data. So discarding that, we have to just focus on this part. It says, what is the weight of David in February? And enter 0 if it can't be uniquely determined. Okay, let's check out. So David का weight February में क्या होगा? क्या था या जो भी? February. Let me first erase that previous part. Removing that. So weight of David in February. So we are talking about this David in February. Okay, here we can see we have these 4 possibilities here, and which would be fixed? It is not fixed. We have seen that 86, 72, 81, 77. If I take the case of 86, 72, so 72 is here. So 72 could be in any one of these. 72 could be here as well. It could be 72. It could be 86. That's possible. Same way 81, 77. So if 81 is being repeated as which is median, to 81 it could be, right? It won't be 77 for sure. That is for sure. It can't be 77, but it can take other 3 values. Are you getting that? Question is asking about what is the weight of David in February. So we have seen out of these 4 values, 77 is not possible because 81, 77 when we are considering, so 81 was the median. So 81 is also going to be put in these 2. So in these 3, and 81 is to be repeated. So 81 must be in these 2 values, 77 would be here. So this can't be 77, 81 is would be the case. But if it is 86 or 72, in that case both values are feasible here. Right? So anyway, we have to type the answer 0 because it can't be uniquely determined the weight of David in the month of February, right? So let's answer that. Let's answer there. So the answer to this question, what is the weight of David in February in kilogram? So it would be certainly 0, right? Because we can't determine it uniquely. Let's move to the last question of this set now. It says, what is the weight of David in March? Okay, similar question. I guess same result, isn't it? In the March now, for same David, it is asking about in March. So same situation. So among 86, 72, it could be anything. Or if it is the case of 81, 77, in that case, it should be 77, right? So it would not be 81. So again, same way, it would not be 81, but it can take the remaining other 3 values. So answer would be same, cannot be determined. So option D would be the answer here. So that's it with this set. Thank you very much. Hi. So welcome to this special session. So today we are going to discuss this set. And I'm sure you have read it earlier already, and if not, I'm just getting a site, so at least read this entire information, and there are 4 questions based on this which we will solve afterwards, right? Your time starts now. Okay, I'm back. So let's read it once again. It says a research institute LRDI, I don't know how to pronounce it anyway, so follows a 3x5 matrix program to assign a funding risk score. Okay, so risk score is being assigned on the basis of this matrix program to its projects. The projects are handled by 4 senior researchers. That's Anand, Ben, Chloe and Javid. So let's call them ABCD only. Fine. Now in this program, the rows are denoted by alpha, beta, gamma from top to bottom, and the columns are denoted by A, B, C, D, E from left to right. Okay, it's talking about this 3x5 matrix. And now what row alpha consists of 5 numbers. Okay, so let's make this matrix first and let's fill the information as given here. So we want to have a 3x5 matrix. That means 3 rows and 5 columns must be there. So let me make it something like this. So the columns are mentioned A, B, C, D, E, right? Yes, the columns are denoted by A, B, C, D, E from left to right. Fine, so I'm writing A, B, C, G, E. These are the 5 columns. And we are having 3 rows, and rows are mentioned as alpha, beta, gamma. I'm using the symbols for them. So alpha, beta, and gamma. Okay. Now further some information is given regarding them. So let me use white here. So it says row alpha. So this alpha is here. So it consists of 5 numbers which are consecutive multiples of 17 in increasing order from A to E. Okay, and starting from 17. So this first number is 17. Next is 17 times 2, that is 34, because they are increasing multiples, consecutive multiples of 17 in increasing order starting from 17. So 17 times 2, 34, add 17 more, 17 times 3 is 51. Then next is 17 times 4, that is 68, and finally 85. Fine. Okay, that's about alpha. Now row beta consists of 5 numbers which are consecutive multiples of 12 in increasing order again from A to E, starting from 24 this time. That is 12 times 2. So 12 times 2 is 24, then 12 times 3 would be 36. Then 12 more, that is 48, then 12 more, that is 60 sorry, and then 12 more, that makes it 72. Fine. Now each cell of row gamma, that means this one, consists of smallest consecutive 2-digit numbers. The consecutive 2-digit numbers after 25, that is greater than 25 basically, whose sum of digits is 9 from A to E in increasing order. Fine. So we want to write the smallest numbers, the consecutive numbers, the smallest consecutive numbers greater than 25. What is the condition? That the sum of the digits should be 9. So can you tell me any number which is 2-digit number more than 25 whose sum of digits is 9? Yes, 27. That is 27, right? So 27 should come in this box. And next, the next number, next smallest number, such that same condition, that is of course 36, right? Just one shift 1 from 7 to 2, it becomes 36. Next, going by the same pattern, 45. Next it will be 54, and next it will be 63. So we have got all the numbers here, right? So that is our matrix program here. Now what to do with this? Let's read again. So the condition of the allocation of work to the 4 researchers is based on the final risk score. Okay, the risk score will be calculated by using this table. Now whatever risk score is there, based on that the allocation of the project, allocation of work to these 4 researchers A, B, C, D would be done, right? Now what is the range? Let's see, something is mentioned here. If the risk score is less than 105 but more than 1, then the project is allocated to Anand. Let me write here only. So Anand ko project kab milega? So Anand will be receiving the project if this risk score is, kya bole isko? Let me put it in brackets, right? So it is more than 1. So 1 is not included then, right? So more than 1, because it is going to be integer, I guess. Let's say even if it is not integer, so let me start with 1, right? But 1 is not inclusive, and because it is more than 1 and less than 105. So again 105 is also not inclusive, because I'm not yet sure what about the risk score, whether it is going to be integer or not. So I'm not putting the exact value. So it will be more than 1 and less than 105, right? That is the condition here. So if that is the case, then Anand will be getting the project. Fine. Okay, let's see the second point. If the risk score is between 105 and 150, both inclusive this time, okay, then the project is allocated to Ben. This is inclusive, so I can use the square brackets, right? So for Ben, that is B, so the B project will be given if the score is in the range 105 to 150. And because it is inclusive, that's why I'm using this. square brackets. Fine, that I hope you understand the meaning of all these brackets. Next part, it says if the risk score is between 151 and 210, both inclusive, okay, again inclusive, so I can again use the square brackets, then the project is allocated to Chloe, that is C. Okay, so C will be getting the project if the risk score is in this range 151 to 210, and it is inclusive, that's why we have used these square brackets. And what about David? So if the risk score is more than 210, then the project is allocated to David. Okay, so David will be getting the project if the score is more than 210. So because I don't know whether it need to be integral only, I'm not sure about that, so that's why I'm writing 210 only, but with this open brackets. Yeah, basically you can say round bracket, which means 210 is not included, and it can be up to any extent. The upper limit is not mentioned here, it is just written more than 210, so it can go up to any value. So then the project will be given to allocated to David. I hope it is fine. Okay, so we have got this range from 1 to and so on. Now 1 is not inclusive, so if risk score comes out to be 1 or maybe less than that something, so in that case I don't know what is going to happen, and otherwise the all further range, all positive range is given to us. Fine, so this part we are done with, so I can take it collectively till fourth point, everything we have done here. Now the risk score of the program should be based on the below conditions. The funding string is a combination of 4 cell codes. There are various conditions, by the way. All right, so first we framed this 3x5 matrix program here. This is a matrix which is having this A, alpha, beta, gamma, and so on, A, B, C, D, E, alpha, beta, gamma. They are having some numbers which was mentioned. We have written that. Now regarding the risk scores, after the calculation is done about the risk score, so how the project's allocation is to be done, that we have figured out. Now how to calculate the risk score? The risk score of the program should be based on the below conditions. Now what are conditions for that? Let's read them as well. Now it says the funding string Z is a combination of 4 cell codes. Now what it is, I don't know. that will be disclosed further. So whether there's a funding string, it is a combination of 4 cell codes. Now it says if all the numbers in this string, so this is a string here which is having 4 cell codes. So if all these cell codes, I think, refer to these values only, this is a cell, so cell codes, we can say the naming of each cell, the code for each cell. For example, this cell represents alpha A or A alpha. Same way, this one is B alpha and C alpha and so on. This one would be 60, would be what? It would be D beta, isn't it? So this is sort of cell codes, right, or the location of cell. So basically each cell code tells you a number, right? So it says if all the numbers in the string are even numbers, then the risk score is obtained by adding all the numbers and 16. Okay. If an odd number is followed by an even number, then the one, there are certain conditions based on the 4 numbers of these cell codes. I suspect this must be the meaning of cell codes. Otherwise, there is no the meaning of cell code, right? Okay. So we need to see these conditions again and again, of course, as per the questions. So we will see them afterwards, right? As per the questions. Let's move to the questions then, isn't it? There are 4 questions, as I told you. So let's check out the questions now. And by the way, we'll try to make use of options as well wherever possible. Let's see the first question. It says if Z, that is, remember that Z was that string. So yes, it is D gamma, C beta, B alpha, A alpha. Yes, it is. The cell code means the location of the numbers in that 3x5 matrix program. So D gamma, should we write the numbers here only because we don't have much space in the back? Okay, we need to go back repeatedly then. What is D gamma? Let's check out. D gamma is 54, right? D gamma is 54. So I'm writing it here. This is 54. This is the first number here in the string. Then C beta is 48. This is 48 here. Same thing you need to do in the examination also. You need to write all these values. And of course, you need to go back to again and again. B alpha then A alpha, okay? B alpha then A alpha. B alpha is 34, A alpha is 17. So 34 then 17. First 34 then 17. 34 then 17. Okay, we have got these 4 numbers. Now we need to calculate the risk score based on the 4 conditions given in the last lines, right? So let's check out. These are the 4 conditions here, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's check out one by one. The risk score of the program should be based on the below conditions. Now let's see. If all the numbers in the string are even numbers. Then बाद में पढ़ते हैं. First, let's check whether this condition is being satisfied or not. If all the numbers in the string are even numbers, I think not, because last number was 17. Yes, this is even, but this is 17, which is not even number. So this first condition is not being satisfied. Okay, let me go back. So this first condition is not being satisfied. It is not being satisfied. I'm cancelling it for the time being. It's not cancelled for everyone. It's cancelled for just this question. Let me use different color so that we don't get confused here. So I'm using, say, let me use blue color here. So for first question, this condition is not being satisfied. If an odd number is followed by an even number, if an odd number is followed by an even number, then the ones place of all the digits is removed. But this doesn't, is not satisfied also. If an odd number is followed by an even number. But here we can see that even number is also being followed by even number. It says if an odd number is followed by an even number. Odd number is not followed by any number here. And no, this also doesn't seem to be satisfying exactly, isn't it? This also doesn't seem to be satisfying exactly. So if an odd number is followed by an even number, odd number is followed by an even number, that means there should be an even number after odd number. If that is the case, then ones place digit. By the way, if odd number is followed by an even number, it does not mean that even number cannot be followed by even number, isn't it? This seems to be dubious. So I think I would prefer to leave that part here. If an odd number is followed by an even number, if an odd number is followed by an even number, so that is not being seen anywhere, right? It is not being seen anywhere. That's why I'm leaving that, right? Odd number is being followed by any even number, so it is not visible here. So of course it is not being violated also, but it is not being followed also. That's why I'm leaving that part. Fine. So no need to read further part. Let's next see. If the above two conditions are not satisfied, then the sum of all the digits in the string is between 20 and 25, inclusive both. Okay, let's check out. If the above two conditions are not satisfied, then the sum of all the digits, it says, right, in the string is between 20 and 25, including both. Let's see whether it is satisfied or not. So we want to check out the sum of all these digits now. 5 plus 4, 9, plus 8 plus 4, 12, 3 plus 4, 7, and 1 plus 7, 8. Okay, let's check out the sum. The sum of the digits comes out to be 12, 9, 21, 21 and 15. 21 and 15 is 36, isn't it? 21 and 15 is 36. It is not in the range 20 to 25, right? So this condition is also not being satisfied, cancelling this. And moving to the last part now, if none of the above logic is obtained, then all the two-digit numbers are simply added to get the risk score. Fine. So in this first question, I just need to add all these four numbers to get my risk score, which we are looking for here. And based on that, basically we need to see which person the work will be allocated to, which of the following persons. Okay, let's check out. So if I add all these values, so 4 and 8, 12, 12, 4 and 8, 12, 12 and 4, 12 and 4 is 16, 16 and 7, 16, 7, 23, to carry, 2 and 1, 3, 3 and 3, 6, 6 and 4, 10, 10 and 5, 15, 153. Let me recheck. 7, 4, 11, 11, 8, 19, 19, 4, 3, 23, 3, 2, 2 and 1, 3, 3 and 3, 6, 6 and 4, 10, 10 and 5, 15, fine. So 153. So 153, which person will be getting the work? It is in this range, right? So this C, Chloe, would be getting the work. So option C should be a right answer for this question. Fine. Okay, let's move to the second question now. It says, if the work was allocated to C, then which of the following strings is possibly correct combination for the required risk score? We know the required risk score is in the range 150 to 210, 151 to 210. Now, among them, which satisfies that we need to see. This question is 4 times that of that, right? Isn't it? We need to do the same task as we did in the previous part, but this time with the 4 options. Should we do it right now? Let's write at least these values. Let's see what happens. So let's first write these values. D gamma. D gamma to wahan pe tha na. I'm using that information. D gamma is 54. Let me write that value quickly. A beta, I don't know right now. E beta, I don't know right now. B alpha is, I know it is 34. I'm taking benefit from that, the previous written values. E alpha, I don't know. I haven't figured out already. C beta, I have figured out already. It is 48. C beta is 48. B gamma, don't know right now. A alpha is 17. Okay, nice. A alpha is same 17. B beta, don't know right now. C beta is 48. E gamma don't know right now. B gamma don't know. C beta is 48. D alpha don't know. E gamma I have to check. Okay, let's check the figure remaining values. A beta and E beta here. A beta, E beta. A beta, E beta, 24 and 72, right? A beta 24, E beta 72. So 24 and 72. Let me write these values. 24 and 72. This is 24 and this is 72. A beta, is it anywhere else? A beta, no. E beta, nowhere else. Fine. Okay, moving to this part. E alpha, let me see. Oh, by the way, B beta is also there. Let me check this B beta. So B beta is how much? B beta is 24, then 36. Multiples of 12, right? Yes. So B beta is 36. B beta is also nowhere else. Now moving to all betas are done, I guess. Alphas are multiple of 17, isn't it? We remember that. Alphas are multiple of 17. So 17 times 4, that is 68. We remember that. Alpha, this is fifth multiple, this is 85. Isn't it? And then gammas were having that sum of this is 9, isn't it? I need to check that. I'm not sure about numbers. So we want B gamma and we want E gamma. Two values we want. So B gamma was, I think, let me check. B gamma and E gamma. So B gamma is 36 and E gamma is 63. 36 and 63. Fine. 36 and 63. So this is 36 and B gamma 36 and E gamma 63. Fine. Oh, as I already told you, this is certainly 4 times as that of the previous one. Now I need to check all the 4 cases at to find out the risk score. So let me check all the values one by one. And what should I do? What should I do? I can erase this blue marks here. Okay. So if all the numbers in a string are even numbers, first let's check whether any one of them satisfies. Even, yes, it satisfies. Even, it doesn't satisfy. Even, it doesn't satisfy. It doesn't satisfy. So this first condition is being satisfied with this option A. So all the numbers are even, fine. So what to do? So if all the numbers are even, then the risk score is obtained by adding all the numbers and 16. Let's do it. Let's do it. And by the way, you want to see whether the work is allocated to Chloe. That is 151 to 210. That is our range. So by adding all these numbers, I'm going to get the numbers in that range. It was range for Chloe, that is 151 to 210 inclusive. Let's see. So I don't think so, by the way. Just have an overlook. Right, maybe. Let's see. 4 and 4, 8, 8 and 2, 10, 10 and 4, 14. Right? 4 and 4, 8, 8 and 2, 10, 10 and 4, 14. 14 ka 4, 1 carry. So 1 and 3, 4, 4 and 7, 11, 11 and 2, 13, 13 and 5, 18, 184. Yes, it is in that range. That's it. Why to check for the others? No need to check for others. Let's verify once again. 4 and 4, 8, 8 and 2, 10, 10 and 4, 14 ka 4, 1 carry. 1, 1 and 3, 4, 4 and 7, 11, 11 and 2, 13 and 5, 18. Perfectly fine. It satisfies. So option A is my right answer. I won't go for the other options, B, C, D, right? So that's it. So basically it was of course a lengthy question, but why to check others if I have got my answer? Because assuming the question is correct and there is only one option which is correct. In the CAT you don't get the questions which have multiple options correct, right? If that had been the case, in that case of course it was 4 times. We had to check the other values, other cases as well. But right now I have got my first option as the answer. So of course this must be the right answer. Moving to the third question now. It says that we have another string. We have one more string here. And for this string, now, the question is the work will be allocated to which of the following researchers. So it is exactly similar question to the first one, right? So we have the string and we need to find out which person will be allocated the work. So similar options we are having. Okay, so again I need to know the numbers for these cell codes. All right, A, beta. I hope I remember now. Yes, beta were the multiples of 12, right? Starting from 24. So A beta is certainly 24. Let me write it quickly. B alpha. Alpha kaun se the? Alphas are multiple of 17. So 17, then B alpha is 34, right? No need to check back. D beta. Beta was again multiple of 12. So D beta I think हमने पहले लिखा भी होगा कहीं पे शायद, तो नहीं लिखा है anyway. C beta was 48. So next is multiples of 12. So 60. So D beta is 60. And what about C alpha? just next multiple, 17 2s are 34, 17 6s are 51. Okay, what was the first condition? All the numbers are even? No. So first condition is not being satisfied. Let me check back what are the other conditions. First condition is not being satisfied. The second was, if an odd number is followed by an even number. If an odd number is being followed by even number. Odd number is being followed by even number. Again, as we left in the first case, same way. So we don't see this condition being followed in the positive way. Of course, it is not being violated also, but it is not being followed also. So I'm leaving that part, right? Leaving that part. So if an odd number is followed by even number, no. So if the above two, then sum of the digits should be between 20 and 25. Let's see. So sum of the digits, what comes out to be? Sum of the digits we are talking about. So 2 plus 4, 6, 6 and 3, 6 and 3, 9, 9 and 4, 13, 13 and 6, 13 and 6, 19, 19 and 5, 19 and 5, 24, 24 and 1, 25. Yes, it satisfies. Sum of digits comes out to be 25. So condition was there that if the sum of the digits in the string is between 20 25, including both 25 it is, so it satisfies, then the number in the tens places are removed and the remaining number, that is ones digits, are multiplied. So basically ones digits are multiplied to get the risk score. Let's check out. So ones digits when multiplied, that means 4 into 4, 16 into 0 is 0, into 1 it's 0. So the risk score comes out to be 0. And if you remember, we discussed in the beginning that we can allot the work if our risk score is more than 1, right? But now risk score comes out to be 0, right? 0. So when risk score is 0, so work can't be allocated to any of these 4 researchers, A, B, C or D, right? So the answer should be not D, not B, not C, so it should be none of these, right? So work cannot be allocated to any 4 of these researchers. So that will be the answer to this third question. So first question we have answered, second one we have answered, third one we have answered. Let me write the answers here. So answers are C, second one option A, and third one option D. So let's move to the last question of this set now. It says, which of the following combination will give a risk score such that David is not allocated the work? Okay, so again, this time we have 3 these cell codes, strings. So David ka range kya tha? Let me check out. David ka range is more than 200, right? More than 210. So 210 se zyada nahi hona chahiye. We want David is not allocated the work. So I want the risk score to be less than or up to 210. So my risk score should actually be less than or equal to 210. Like this, right? So more than 1 but less than 210. Yeah, more than 1 की जरूरत भी नहीं है, because we don't want that it should be allocated to somebody else, but we just want that the work should not be allocated to David. David is not allocated the work, right? So it should not be allocated to David, and which will happen only when the risk score is more than 210. So I would just want that risk score should be up to 210. It comes out to be negative. By the way, negative, there is no case. Whether it comes out to be 0, that's also fine. Okay, so we need to check these 3 string codes now. So let's first write their numbers. So B gamma. By the way, as we discussed earlier, we could have a look at the options as well. In options, it says only 1, that is the first string. Only 2, that is only the second string. It says both 1 and 2. So 1 and 2 are only being discussed. And it says both 2 and 3. So 3 is utilized only in this last option. That means if 3 is to be true, if this 3 string, the third string is to be satisfied, then the second string should also be, isn't it? Then second string should also. So what should we do? And let's start somewhere. Let's start somewhere at least. Okay, I'm starting this first only. Let's see what happens. So B gamma, what was the number? Have written somewhere. B gamma. Gamma kaun se the yaar? Gamma, acha, gamma is the last one. The sum of digits is coming out to be 9. So B gamma is here, 36, right? B gamma is 36. Let me write B gamma is 36. D alpha, I think multiples of 17, right? Alphas are multiples of 17. So 17 times 4 basically, so 68. E beta were multiples of 12, right? E beta. So C beta is 48 ke baad 60 and then 72. So E beta is 72, A beta was 24. Fine. So all the numbers are even? Yes, all the numbers are even. So in the case of even, what we were supposed to do, I forgot. Let me check once again. So if all the numbers are even, the first condition, then the risk score is obtained by adding all the numbers and 16. Okay, let's do that. Let's do that. Just add all the numbers and 16. Add all the numbers and with 16. So including 16, what it comes out to be, let's check out. So let's try to add them directly. 24, 16 makes it to 40, right? This is 40. This combination comes out to be 40. And this 2 go on this side, 70, 70, that comes out to be 140. That comes out to be 140. Fine. 140, 40 is 180. 180 plus 30 is 210, and that comes out to be 216. And it is not in this range. It is beyond this range. So option, the string 1 doesn't satisfy. So string 1 doesn't satisfy. Option A gone. Option C gone. Right? Option A gone. Option C gone. Now I'm left with 2 and 2 and 3. I think just checking 3 would suffice because 2 certainly satisfy. Right? 2 certainly satisfy. So just I need to check 3 now. So if 3 satisfies, then option D will be the answer. And if 3 doesn't, then option B would be the answer. Right? That's it. Okay, that's how I can save some of my time. So let's check the string 3 now. Okay, what is B alpha? B alpha, I forgot. B alpha, it is here, 34. Okay, B alpha is 34. And C beta, we wrote somewhere, it's 48. C beta is 48. And D gamma, did we write somewhere? D gamma, it is here, 54. And E alpha, I think we wrote just somewhere. E alpha, I haven't written. E alpha. Alpha is multiple of 17. So fifth multiple of 17 basically, so 85. It's 85. Okay. So first condition, all the numbers are even. Even. This is not even. So first condition doesn't hold true. Second condition also doesn't hold true because odd number is not being followed by even number. Right. So second condition also doesn't hold true. Now third condition was, what was third condition? Let me check once again. So first condition, all the numbers are even, is not being satisfied. The odd number is followed by even number, that is also not being satisfied. Third, if the above two conditions are not satisfied, then the sum of all the digits, okay, is between 20 and 25. Let's see if it happens. In that case, I need to multiply the remaining one's digits. Okay. So let's find out the sum of the digits in this case. So 3 plus 4 is 7, 7 and 4. 7 and 4, 11, 11 and 8, 19, 19 and 5, 24, 24 and 4, 28 is more than 25. So third condition is also not being satisfied. Let's take the last condition now. So if none of the condition is logic is obtained, then all the 2-digit numbers are simply added to get the score. So we just need to add all the values. Let's see. And remember, our condition is that we will consider this third string to satisfy if the risk score comes out to be up to 210, right? Up to 210, not more than 210. So if that happens, then option D will be the answer. And if it is not the case, if the sum comes out to be more than 210, then this won't be the answer. Option 2 or option B will be there. Okay, let's add these values. And is it going to cross that? Let's check out. 4 and 8, 12, 12 and 4 and 8, 12, 12 and 4, 16, 16 and 5, 16 and 5, 21, 21, 2 carry, 2, 2 and 8, 10, 10, 5, 15, 15 and 4. 15 and 4 is 19, 19 and 3. Yes, it is 22. It is more than 210. So that means this doesn't satisfy. So clearly option B should be the answer. So these are the 4 answers to these 4 questions. Fine. That's it. Thank you very much. Hi. So welcome to this special session. So today we are going to discuss this one important set. I'm sure you already have seen, and if not, you have got time. I'm just getting aside. You can take a screenshot or pause your video, but try to read the entire information and try to simplify it. There are some questions following this information, and which will be there in the next slide that we'll solve afterwards, right? So this is your time and it starts now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and go. Okay, I'm back. So let's read it together now. It says, the director of Interstellar Space Agency needs to assemble a crew of 5, 6 or 7 astronauts for the upcoming Project Odyssey. That means we need to select some astronauts for a certain crew, right? Now the pool of 15 available astronauts is identified by code names. So Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, basically A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M and No. Okay, so there are 15 astronauts available. After that, we need to make a crew of 5 or 6 or 7 astronauts, right? That is the whole situation. So it's a question of selection basically, right? We need to make different cases, and whatever constraints are there, we need to take care of that. Okay, let's read. It says the selection is subject to the following strict protocols. Fine. Now alpha, that is A, can only be selected if K is selected and vice versa. So they are a pilot co-pilot pair. Fine. So that means A and K would be selected together, right? So but is it compulsory that A would be selected? No, right? It is possible that both can't be selected, right? So let me write in that way. A and K, this pair, if selected, would be selected together. That means both would be selected, or both would be rejected also. That could also be possible, right? So let's read once again. A can only be selected if K is selected. That means A can be selected only if K is there, and vice versa. That means same is true for K as well. That means they will go hand in hand together, right? So they are a pilot co-pilot pair. Fine. So both would be selected. That is two persons will be selected, or maybe none of them is selected, right? Okay. So that is one thing. So first point we have taken care of. Second, if B is selected, then N cannot be selected, and vice versa, due to conflicting skill sets. Okay, whatever is the reason, I don't bother about that. But out of B and N, only one can be selected at max, right? But is it compulsory that one of them must be selected? No. That means it is also possible that none of them is being selected. So let me write it like this. So among B or N, I'm writing now B and like this. So either one person is being selected or none of them is being selected. That is also possible, right? So that thing will indicate us that what is a possible selection from this group of. So either one person or none of them would be selected because it is not compulsory to select one of them. Okay, so this point also we have taken care of. Third point. Now exactly one specialist from C, D or E must be included in the crew, right? No more than one is allowed. Okay, so it doesn't specify the size of the crew. So whatever crew it may be, it may be having 5 or 6 or 7 astronauts, whatever be the situation, or maybe something else also. But what is the condition? That exactly one out of C, D, E must be included. So let me write like this. So C, D, E, from this group of 3 persons, exactly one have to be selected. Has to be selected, sorry, right? So other 2 would be discarded, of course. Fine. So this third point also we have noted down. Fourth, if the crew size is exactly 7, then one of the deep space navigators, that is J or I, must be included. Okay, it is in a group size of 7, right? And they are not eligible for a crew of any other size. Okay, so any other size they are not eligible, but only for the group size of 7. So one of them must be selected. It says one of them, right? One. So that means not both can be selected. So we are talking about J and I this time. So let me write here. So if I'm talking about J and I, so among J and I, if it is a group of 7 or crew of 7, then one must be selected. So one must be selected in any of the group size, that is 6 or 5 or maybe something else also. So none of them would be selected. Fine. So that is the situation mentioned for this group of J and I. I hope it is okay. Okay, so among J and I, if this is a group of 7, then one must be selected, or if it is any other group size 6 or 5 or something else, so then none of them can be selected. So they are not eligible for crews of any other size, right? That's why I'm talking about. So 5 and 6 are mentioned here. If something else also is there, so they won't be allowed to participate. Okay, so this point is also done. Moving to next point. If the crew size is exactly 6, okay, neither K nor L can be part of the crew. Okay, so it's especially for the exactly group size 6. So K and L cannot be part of that. So K and L, if it is a group size of 6, then none of them would be participating, right? So none of them can participate. In any other group size, they may participate. There is no restriction over them. That is not mentioned here, right? So they may be or may not be part of any other group size. But in the group size of 6, the crew of size 6 astronauts, so certainly K and L, none of them can be part of that. So this point 5 also we have noted down. Point 6, it says M can be selected only if both A and B are selected. M is their dedicated support. Okay, so if A and B both are there, only then M can be selected. By the way, note this important thing here. When A and B both are selected, will M be selected? Certainly, it's not compulsory, right? But if M is to be selected, it means A and B must have been selected earlier. That means, let me write like this. That will make the things more clear. So regarding A, B, and M, if I talk about, if A is selected, B is selected, M can be selected? Yes. If A is selected, B is selected, and is it possible that M is not selected? Yes, that is also possible, right? Right? But if A is selected and B is not selected, in that case, M is certainly not selected. If A is not selected, B is selected, then also M can't be selected. If none of them is selected, then also M can't be selected, right? So this is the case for A, B, and M, right? So M can be selected only if both A and B are selected. That's what was mentioned here. M can be selected only if both A and B are selected, right? So M can be selected only if both A and B are there. So if both A and B are there, in that case, M need not to be selected for sure, right? So that could be the case. But if both A and B are not selected, so only one of them is being selected or none of them is being selected, in that case, certainly M is not selected, right? So that is the entire truth table for this A, B, and M. Okay, so we have noted down this sixth point as well. Last point says there are a total of 15 astronauts available in the squad. भाई ये बात तो हम पहले से जानते थे, right? This information was given already. The pool of 15 available astronauts, that was already given. Anyway, so that is the information available with us, and that's it. Now, based on this, we need to answer the questions. So let's move to the questions for the further work, right? For the further work, I shall move to the questions. It's from here only. By the way, if we look closely here, before moving to the questions, I would like to see one thing. So A has been talked about here, B also has been talked about, C, D, E, F hasn't been talked about, right? That means there is no constraint over F being selected or not, right? F पर कोई constraint नहीं है. F, and what about G? G is also not there. So G, H I don't see here. I is here. J, K, L, M, N, O is also remaining, right? So F, G, H, O. So these are the four astronauts which do not have any kind of constraint for any crew size, right? So they could be selected or they could not be selected. They could be selected with anyone else. So they have no issue whatsoever, right? So, but for all other things, we have certain constraints mentioned in the information which we have noted down in our shorthand style, right? Okay, let's move to the questions now. So moving to the question set, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 questions. First question: in how many ways can a crew of 5 be formed? Okay, so we want to select 5 members, 5 crew members, 5 astronauts, and in how many ways it is possible? By the way, if you look at the options, it seems to be really humongous, right? 120, 126, 130. भाई इतना गिन के count कौन करेगा? हम ही करेगा और कौन करेगा, right? But certainly this question is a lengthy question, and you can quickly leave the question at the time of examination if you don't have much time, right? But anyhow, right now we will solve it, right? So if we want to make a crew of 5 members, so in how many ways we can do that? Let's go back to our information set. So this is the information. We want to make a crew of 5 members, and remember one thing, out of CDE, 1 needs to be selected for sure. Yes or no? Yes. So out of CDE, 1 needs to be selected. So 1 is selected then, right? So remaining 4 more are required, right? Let me write that thing. I need 4 more. I need 4 more now. Is it okay? Because out of CDE, 1 is selected. By the way, which one of them is selected? That will also create the number of ways. That will also have 3 different ways, right? It could be either C or D or E. So whatever number of ways are there to select the other 4 persons, that would be multiplied with 3 because of the selection of 1 person out of C, D, and E. So let me write that. So the answer would be 3 times something, right? And what something is? That something is basically the number of ways to select 4 more astronauts. By the way, it suggests that my answer should be multiple of 3, isn't it? Let's have a look at the options. Let's have a look at the options. This is a multiple of 3, so it could be, may not, I don't know, I'm not sure. This is also multiple of 3, but this is not multiple of 3. And none of these ke to bare mein kya bole. So certainly this one option gets eliminated. Now, by the way, I just talked about this to give you a hint at how we can solve the question without solving, right? By the way, in this case, we have to solve only, but sometimes an examiner gives you question in that way. It appears to be lengthy question, humongous question, but it need not to be solved at times, right? Anyhow, this time we don't have that flexibility. We have to solve it. Okay, move back. So CDE 1 is selected in 3 ways. That's gone. Now, who I am left with? Who am I left with? Let's write. So CDE 3 में से 2 लोग तो गया. And by the way, for a crew of 5, J and I can't be selected, right? J and I can't be selected. What else? KL, they may be. Okay, so let me write who others are all available. Who others are all available now. So let me write them. So A is available. Let me write from this side. So A is available, B is available, C, D, E are gone. We have selected only one out of them. So C, D, E ke baad F, G, H are already there. So I, J. So I, J can't be selected before a crew of 5. So I, J are left around. So I, J are gone. I, J ke baad I have K and L. So K and L, they have no constraint whatsoever for a crew of 5 members, right? So KL, then M and N and O is already there. Fine. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So the 4 and 6, 10, right? So out of these 10 members, I need to select 4 more members, right? And with the available constraints. I hope it is very clear. Fine. So who are left? So out of these beside these 10 members, what are the remaining 5 members? So among 5 members, out of these 3, we have selected only 1 person, so 2 are gone. Okay? And what about the other 2? Other 2 were this J and I, which are not allowed for a crew of 5, right? That was the whole situation. Okay, now from this thing, I need to do a case work, how to select 4 members, right? How to select 4 astronauts. So I think we can start with A and K. I know that A and K are to be selected together, or either they will not be selected at all, right? So let's start with that case. That let's assume A and K both are being selected. So I'm making the cases here. I hope it would be visible. I don't know. Let me write and see. So if I write AK, I'm checking A and K both being selected. Is it visible? Oh, it doesn't seem to be. I need to write a bit lower. Kahan likhe? I think I can write here this side. Yes. I'm writing at this space, leave that part. So I'm writing it here. So if A and K both are being selected, it is certainly visible. Yes, it is certainly visible. So if A and K both are being selected, that's fine. So I need 4, remember, right? Why I'm saying 4? Because 1 has already been selected from CDE, so don't miss that part. Okay, so A and K are selected, so I want 2 more persons, right? So I know that I can take B, and while taking B, I can choose M also. Okay, let me take B first. So if I'm allowing B also, so I need 1 more person. Can you tell me how many ways are there now? So A and K have been selected. Also, I have taken B. So basically, M is allowed, L is allowed, N can't be, because B and N can't be together, right? So except N, all others are allowed. Okay, let me see how many options are there. So leaving N, so M, there's 1 option, L, that is second option, and AKB already we have taken. And after M and L, 2, and then we have 4 more, right? So 2 and 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 6 options available, right? There are 6 options available to select this remaining person. So 6C1, that is 6 ways, right? Is it okay? I hope it is very clear. So we have taken this first case that I'm selecting A and K both, they were selected together. So if they are selected, so in that case, whether B to be selected or not, so I have selected B right now. So I'm taking B here. So in that case, N can't be selected, but out of the other persons, anyone could be selected. Okay, moving further, next case. If I'm taking again A and K, but this time in place of B, let me take N this time, right? Out of B or N, 1 should be selected. So I'm taking N this time. So if I'm taking N, so B is gone now. B can't be selected. AK we have already taken. N has been selected here. So of course B can't be selected, and M also can't be selected now, because M was to be selected only if A and B both are there, right? So A and B both are not there. So M is gone, and we have already taken. K is there. B can't be selected now. So here L and F, G, H, O, there are 5 persons available. So out of 5, I need to select the remaining 1 person. So 5C1, that is 5 ways. I hope it is okay. Badhiya. Next case. So when A and K are being selected, and let's take none of the B or N B is selected. So if I take A and K, but none of B or N B is selected. So B and N are not being selected, A and K have taken. So AK ho gaya, BN ho gaya. I'm left with ML and 4G, FGHO. So 4 and 2, 6. So 6 persons are remaining. I need to select 2 more, and there's no further constraint over them, right? So among FGHO, there was no constraint at all. And in M and L also, yes, M also can't be selected, no? M also can't be selected because B is not there. Okay, so M is also gone. So F, G, H, O and L. So basically 5 persons are remaining now, right? 5 persons are remaining because M is also not there. See, let's check it once again. A and K have been selected. I'm not taking B and N now. Of course, M also can't be selected because A and B are both not being selected. So L and F, G, H, O. So remaining 5 persons, from these 5 persons, I need to select 2 more persons to complete my squad, right? So out of this 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, so 5C2, that is how much? 10. That 10 ways. Okay, moving further. So these are all cases we have done when A and K both are being selected. So let's move to the next case when none of A and K being selected. So A and K are not being selected. Let me cancel that. Let me cancel that. That will make the picture clear. So now A is not being selected. K is not being selected. Okay. And if A is not selected, so certainly M also can't be selected. Out of B or N, I know that 1 can be selected. L has no constraint whatsoever. F, G, H also do not have any constraint whatsoever. Okay, now let's see what can be done. So out of B or N, 1 could be selected, right? So let me select B first. So if I'm selecting B, by the that will not matter much, right? Whether I select B or N, that will be the same cases. But let's count. So if I select B, I am left with 3 more persons to be selected, right? I'm left with 3 more persons to be selected. Now N can't be selected. So L, F, G, H, O. Again, I'm having the 5 persons, out of which these 3 persons need to be selected. In how many ways? 5C3, which is again 10. So this is 10 ways, right? Why 5? Because N can't be selected, because B and N can't be selected together. Now same will work with N as well, as we already talked about. So if N is being selected, in that case, again, I need to select 3 more persons, out of which B can't be there when N has been selected. So B can't be there. So again, I'm left with L, F, G, H, O. Out of these 5 persons, again, I need to select the 3 remaining persons. So without any constraint, so 5C3, it is again 10. And final thing would be, let B and N also not being selected, right? B and N also not being selected. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So out of these 5 persons, I need to select 1, 2, 3 and 4 persons, right? So in how many ways we can select these 4 persons from the remaining L, F, G, H, O, and we know that there is no constraint over them of whatsoever, right? So out of these 5, I need to select 4 persons. So 5C4, that is 5 ways. So if you just add them, let's see what happens. So this is 10, this is 10, this is 10, and 5 and 5 is also 10, but 40 and 6, 46. So 3 times 46, that comes out to be how much? 4 3s are 120, and 120 and 18, that is 138. So 138 is our exact number of ways in which we can create the crew of 5 members, right? Crew of 5 members. Let's see the options. How many ways can a crew of 5 be formed? So it is 138. It's none of these. It's none of these. So 126 is not correct. 120 is not correct. Fine, that's it. So we already talked about this is a lengthy question and certainly should be avoided at the time of examination. But we have just discussed it to understand that if we are to solve one part of the question, how we can go about it. So basically it's about casework. We need to systematically make all the cases to check all the possibilities, and the best way is to write them in order, right? So that we can recheck also that we haven't missed anything. Moving to the next question. In how many ways can a crew of 6 be formed if A is not selected? Now this is one sort of question, right? This is a similar question. This time we want to make a crew of 6, but this time there's a one constraint there. A is not selected. Okay, so taking care of that, let's move back. Let's move back to this part, and I'm erasing all the things which we had used in the previous question. Okay, so F, G, H, O, we had already identified that they do not have any constraint whatsoever. So that's it, and all this casework is also not required now, because that won't be valid for this further in this current consideration. Now we want to create a squad of 6 persons, and out of 6 persons, again 1 person is selected out of C, D, E, right? So in the same way, so 1 out of these 3 is to be selected. So there are 3 ways for that, right? Now 5 more persons to be selected from the remaining. Right, 5 more persons are to be selected from the remaining. So I'm just going exactly the same way. Again, my answer is going to be multiple of 3, isn't it? My answer is going to be multiple of 3. By the way, let's check the options once again. Should we? By the way, all options are multiples of 3. So anyway, let's come back. So I need to select 5 persons from the remaining persons available. Our target is to create a group of 6 total. Right, 1 has been selected, 5 more. Okay, so for a group of 6, KL can't be selected, right? And among CDE, 1 already has been selected. So who are available? Let me write. JI also can't be selected, because JI are not available for the squad of 6, right? So who are available? Let me write first. So A may be, B may be, CDE we have already taken 1 of the persons, remaining 2 are not to be used now. And CDE ke baad next we have I have F, G, H, ij are not allowed for a square of 6, right? So ij kl is again not available for square of 6. So ij kl m maybe, and n maybe, and o is already there. Fine. So from these remaining persons, I need to select a group of 5 persons now because one is already been selected. Okay, let's see what can happen now. What can happen now? What can happen now? What can happen now? So these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Out of these 8 persons, 3 are to be discarded basically. So we know that M would be there only if A and B both are there. Achha, if A and B and both are not there, in that case, there's only one way, F, G, H, M, O, N, isn't it? So if A and B both are not there, so M also can't be there. So this is one way possible to select 5 persons, F, G, H, O, and N. That's okay. Now let me write that. Let me write here only. So I'm writing here only. So F, G, H, O, N. When F, G, H, O, and N. So when A, B, M, all 3 are not there, right? We need to select 5 more persons because one is already selected. Okay, now the next case we are going to talk about is that somebody should be there, right? Somebody from ABM should be there. What to do? I think let's start with that case. ABM all 3 are there, or 3 are there. So ABM all 3 are there. So if ABM all 3 are there, I need to select 2 more persons. So of course, with B, N can't be there. So I need to select 2 more persons. Now 2 more persons can be selected from this FGHO. Are we missing something? Oh, what I'm missing? I'm missing one thing, by the way. Guys, we are missing one thing. So it's mentioned that A is not selected. We haven't used that, right? A is not selected. It has been clearly mentioned. So if A is not selected, it means this A is already gone. If A is already gone, then M is also already gone, isn't it? And out of B and N, only one could be selected. That means these 4 have to be selected, and out of B or N, one will be selected. There are only 2 ways, right? So what are the 2 ways? So this is certainly not there. So FGHON or FGHOB, right? So these are only 2 ways to select 5 persons out of these remaining 6, because A is not being selected, so certainly M can't be. So there are only 2 ways now. So whether to select B with this group or N with this group. So 2 ways and 3 ways to select this one. So 3 into 2, it comes out to be 6. The answer would be 6 in this case, right? A simple question. By the way, if there had been no constraint, then the way we were going, we need to go with that. But this question becomes much simpler just by introducing this one condition that A is not being selected. Let's mark our answer. Yes, option A, that is 6, would be the right answer. Fine, moving to the next question. If B and K are unavailable for selection and a crew of 7 is to be formed, okay? Now B and K are not available, that means to see. B and K are not available and 7 is to be formed. Who among the following has to be included in the crew? Let's check. So B and K are not there and crew of 7 needs to be formed. First, let me erase the extra part. Let this be gone. Okay. Fine. So B and K are unavailable, that was mentioned, right? So B and K are unavailable, so A also can't be available. So A is not there, B is not there, and C, D, E में से तो एक आना ही है, right? So one of C, D, E would be there. One of C, D or E would be there. So one person would be there. So A is gone, B is gone, C, D, E हो गया, and F, G, H, I, J. IJ में से एक लेना ही है, so one of I and J should be there. So one person from this group of IJ should be there. KL could be, but K has been denied. Now B and K were denied, right? Let me check once again. So yes, B and K were denied here. So B and K are not available. So K is not there, but L may be there, right? L may be there. So K is not there. So we have checked A can't be there because A and K have to be together. So B, why I denied B? I forgot that. Achha, B and K were denied, na? Kya baat kar rahe hain? B has been denied already. So A, B, C, D, E, 1 should be taken. C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, 1 should be taken, right? I, J, and then K, L, K has been denied. So L could be there. I, J, K, L. Then M, N. M won't be there because A and B both are not there, right? A and B both are not there. So M also can't be there. M is also gone. M, then N What about N? So yes, N may be there, and O is already there. Fine. So we need to create a total crew of 7 members. So one person from this group, one person from this group, 2, and I want 5 more from here, right? I want 5 more from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So out of these 6 persons available, we want 5 persons, right? Now let's check out our questions once again. Question was, let's check the question once again. It says, if B and K are unavailable and for a selection of 7 members, then who among the following has to be included? Okay, NGL, none of these. Okay, NGL, which of them should be included? NGL, let me check. NGL. N, are we certain? Not necessary. G, are we certain? Not necessary. L, are we certain? Not necessary. None of these. That's it. Simple question, isn't it? So one of them has to be selected, one of them has to be selected, and 5 more members are to be selected from these 6 available. That means one of them is to be discarded. Which one is to be discarded? There's no clear indication for that. So it could be N and it could be discarded, G could be discarded, L could be discarded. So N, G, L, which are in the options. So we are not sure that whether that person will be selected or not. So N, G, L. So which of them has to be included? None of these. So option D would be the right answer. Fine. Moving to the next question quickly. It says, in a special all hands mission, the director has no restriction in terms of crew size. Okay, that means crew size can be as large as possible. So question says, at least how many astronauts are left out of each crew? At least how many of astronauts are left out of each crew? Matlab, that means minimum kitne hain which will not be part of that crew, right? That means we want to extend our crew size as much as possible, and then we have to see that many persons, these persons can't be the part of the crew, isn't it? So we need to find out the maximum size, crew size possible, and the remaining persons that they can't be part of that. So that's what we need to find in a way. So we need to find out how many persons, at least how many astronauts are left out of each crew. Let me read the last question as well. I think last question is similar to that. With the given conditions, what is the maximum possible size of crew that can be formed? Yes, exactly, isn't it? So both the questions are interrelated. Basically, some of them would be 15. Some of them would be 15. So if it is 13 coming out to be here, then it will be 2. This is 14, then this is 1, like that, right? So basically, we need to figure out what could be the largest crew size, or what could be the minimum number of persons which cannot be part of the crew of any size, any largest size, of course. Okay, let's check back. Let's check back. Dekhte hain. Let me erase that extra part. I'm erasing this thing. Okay. By the way, when we are talking about the largest crew size, who cannot be part of any group? CDE. Out of this CDE, certainly 2 would be left out, because out of these 3, 1 must be selected. Exactly 1 must be selected. That was our initial point, right? In this third point, exactly 1 from CDE must be included in the crew. No more than 1 is allowed. So certainly 2 members out of CDE are to be excluded, right? So CDE may say, let me write, CDE may say, I need to leave 2 members. 2 will be certainly left out. They can't be part of any crew. Okay, anything else? Anything else? Yes. Regarding J and I also we saw something. Remember, it was here in the 4th point. If the crew size is exactly 7, then one of the deep space navigators J or I must be included. They are not eligible for crew of any other size, right? We talked about them also. We wrote this also. So J, I certainly can't be included if we are creating a crew of any size other than 7, right? So we are talking to be the largest one. So if it is more than 7, then J and I also have to be left out. Okay, so let me write, J and I are also to be left out. Okay, so 4 are left out now. So can we have a group size of 11 now for the remaining persons? Let me see if there is another constraint. Yes, we have one more constraint on this B and N. So out of B and N, 1 persons will certainly be left out, because both can't be selected together. Out of B and N, maximum 1 person could be selected, right? So that's it. Any other constraint? Can you see? So we have talked about 3 and 2, 5 and 2, 7. 3 and 2, 5 and 2, 7 persons. 7 and 4, 11. So remaining 4 persons would be selected. Do they have any other constraint? For AK, we can select both of them, no issues. B and N, we have excluded only 1 person. Out of CD, we have already excluded 2 persons. J and I, both we have excluded, right? K and L, both could be selected, though they can't be selected in 6 crew size, but in any other size, they could be selected. And regarding this M, what about this M? Would M be selected or not? Can it be possible that M be selected? Yes, yes, we can make M be selected. How? That I want A and B both to be selected. So A already we have taken, and out of B and N we can discard N and we can include B, so that M also can be part of this. So M can be retained in our crew, right? So N can be discarded. So basically these 5 members are the minimum members which can be discarded, and beyond that, beside that, all other can be a part of our crew. Let me write and let's confirm that, right? Let me write. So what we are doing, I'm taking A. I'm taking A because I want to include M here. So I'm taking A. I'm taking B. With A also I need to take K, and basically M also will be taking. So A, B. Out of C, D, let me take C, by the way. It could be anyone, by the way. So I'm taking C for the matter. So C, D, E are gone. F, G, H, I, J, I, J are already gone. So K I'm checking, right? K I'm checking because A and K had to be together. So L also I'm checking, no issues with L. And M we can take certainly because A and B both are there. M, and then N has been discarded only because B have been taken. Then N ke baad O is already there. That's it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's it. Yes. So it is certainly feasible. So it can't be more than that because 2 and 1, this 5% need to be eliminated. So this 10 is the maximum crew size which we can form, and these 5 persons have to be discarded at least, right? So we have answered both the remaining questions now, isn't it? So in a special all hands session, the director has no sessions. At least how many astronauts are left out? That is 5. And with the given conditions, what is the maximum possible size of the crew? It is certainly 10. That's it. Fine. Thank you very much.
Alex, an esport analyst, was reviewing the statistics of a recent 5-round Battle Royale tournament. After the tournament concluded, he collected data on the top 4 players, 3 from Team Alpha and 1 from Team Beta, Blade, Viper, Ghost and Tank, who had the best average scores in the overall tournament. He noted the following points about the data regarding these 4 players. What are those points? These 4 players competed in all 5 rounds of the tournament, and the average score of each of these 4 players is a distinct prime number. Distinct as well as prime number. Really good information. When Alex took every possible pair, 2 players out of 4, calculated the mean of their average scores, he got the following distinct results: 69, 75, 84, 90, M and M plus 5, where M is between 70 to 90, and it's given that all of these values are distinct. Viper is a player from Team Alpha, and he has the lowest average score, which is more than 35. It's a prime number and more than 35. Note, average score of a player is equal to total points scored in the 5 rounds by that player divided by 5, the usual average. Okay, so we know that their average scores are distinct prime numbers, right? So for 1 second, if I take those numbers as X, Y, Z and W. X is the smallest average out of these 4, then Y, then Z and then W. If I take 2 player at a time and find their average of their average, so it will be X plus Y by 2, and then it will be Y plus Z by 2, then it will be X plus Z by 2, and then it will be X plus W by 2, and Y plus W by 2, and we get Z plus W by 2. 4C2, that is 6 such possibilities, 6 such values we are getting, and you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 values we are talking about. Okay, so now what do you see here? See, if I take X plus Y by 2 and I take Z plus W by 2, what will be the sum of these two? X plus Y plus Z plus W by 2, right? These two. Then again, if I take Y plus Z by 2 and X plus W by 2 and add these two. So again, what is this value? X plus Y plus Z plus W by 2, right? Then similarly, if I take these two mean and add them, what are we getting? x plus y plus z plus w by 2. So basically out of these four, out of these 6 given numbers, all of them are distinct, there should be 3 pairs of numbers which are added up to same values, right? 6 numbers, there should be 3 pairs. These are the 6 numbers, 1 pair, 2 pair, 3 pair. So there should be 3 such pairs which are added up to same values. Now if we think about on these numbers, 4 values are known. We are not given the value of m, although range is given, which is 70 is between, m is between 70 to 90. Now we need to figure out if these two make one of these group or they are in separate groups, right? So if I am taking m plus m by 5 by 2, then there should be 2 pairs. If these make one pair, then there should be 2 pairs which are added up to same value. But if these two don't make a pair, then what will happen? Then let's say one value I am taking from here, okay, and I am adding m to this. Let's say a plus m should be equal to b plus m plus 5. So basically we should have 2 numbers out of the remaining 4 where the difference is 5, right? Do we have that number? What I am saying, that I am taking m and adding one of these numbers, I am taking n plus 5 and adding one of these numbers, those should be added up to the same value, just like we are doing here, okay. And that assumption I am taking because one case is either both of these make one pair, x plus y plus z plus w by 2, or both of these belong to different pairs. So if they belong to different pairs, out of these 4 values I am taking one value a and another value b, so m plus a should be equal to b plus m plus 5, right? So in that case a minus b should be 5, so there should be 2 numbers out of these 4 where the difference is 5, but there are no 2 numbers where the difference is 5. So it's not possible that m and m plus 1 are in different pairs, right, like this. So both of these are part of same pair. If both of these are part of same pair, these two make one pair, then out of these 4 numbers there should be exactly 2 pair which are added up to same value. So it's not very difficult to check, right? We take maximum and minimum, 90 plus 69, 159, 75 plus 84, 159, right? So we got our value. At least we know that x plus y plus z plus w by 2 is 159, correct? So if I take the value of m and m plus 1, what we can see, m and m plus 5, not 1, this is 69 plus 90, or we can say 2m is equal to 154 or m is equal to 77. So this is 77 and this is 82. You can see there are 3 pairs which are added up to same value. Now let's try to think here that the averages that we have is we have 69 and we have 75, right, 75, then we have 77, then we have 82, 84 and 90, right. This is the mean of 2 out of the 4 numbers that is given, and we have x, y, z and w in that order. All of them are distinct. Now x plus y by 2 will be 69 into 2. X plus y by 2 is 69, so this will be 138, right? And similarly there will be 2 of them which mean is 75, so total will be 150. Similarly this is 154, 164, 168 and 180. So where do we start? In case of 2 smallest number, 2 smallest averages added up to 138, their mean is 69, their total is 138. We know that all of these 4 numbers are distinct prime numbers. How can we write 138 as sum of 2 prime numbers? So the smallest, Viper has the smallest one, and it's greater than 35 as well as prime number. So greater than 35 and prime number. Smallest number that I can take is 37. If I am taking 37, there will be one case 37 plus 101, that is also a prime number, right? Then I can take 41. If I take 41, this will be 97, which is also a prime number. Then I can take 43. If I take 43, then this will become 95, which is not possible. Then I can take 47. If I take 47, then this will become 89. This is possible. No, this is not possible. This is not 89. This will be 91, which is not possible. Both of these, we are basically, this is 138 is nothing but the sum of two smallest averages, right? So both of these are prime numbers. 83 plus 43 and 85 of 95 is not possible. 47, if I take 47, then we get 91, not possible. What's bigger than that? 53. If I am taking 53, then 85 not possible. 59. If I am taking 59, then 60 plus 80 is 140. So 59 plus 89 is possible. Then what's next? So one second, does it make sense? 59, okay, no, this should be 79, right? 80 plus 60 is 140, okay. Then 61 plus 77 not possible. Then 67 is a prime number. 67 plus 71 is possible, okay. So 4 cases are possible where 138 is sum of two distinct prime numbers. Now think about this. In this case, if I take 37, this will be 101, right? And what will be? This is the smallest one, this is second smallest, right? What will be the third smallest? So if sum of two smallest number is 138, what will be x plus z? This should be 150, smallest and third smallest will be the second smallest, right? X plus y will be less than x plus z, which will be less than y plus z, and so on. And so 37, 101. So if this is 150, x plus z is 150. So this value will be 150 minus 37, which is equal to 113. If this is 113, then z and w are the two best averages. If we add these, sum should be 180. If one is 113, then next number should be 67. But w should be greater than z, which is not possible. So this case is not possible, right? This case is not possible. We will discard this case. Then if I take x is equal to 41, y will be 97. If y is 97, 41, this will become 109. Once again, same problem. See, z plus w, this number is basically nothing but z plus w. And z is less than w. So z must be less than 90. W must be greater than 90. Both of them are equal, 90, 90. So we can also figure that out easily and solve it quickly. So this case is also not possible. Then if I take 59, if this is 59, then this value will be again, according to this, x plus z is 150. So z will be 91 and then w will be 89, which is not possible. So this case not possible, this case not possible. Only the last case is possible because we don't have any other choice, right? If I put this 67, this will be 71. 150 minus 67 is nothing but 83, right? And if this is 83, this will be 97. Now everything makes sense, right? All of these are prime numbers. Everything will make sense now. See, these two added up to 150, these two added up to 138, these two added up to 164, which is here. Then 154 is already done, right? 154 is sum of these two. 168, how do we achieve 168? Sum of these two, right? So these are the values. Now 67 is the average for Vipers and who belongs to alpha team. So let's solve these questions. If it is known that Blade has the second highest average scores, which is 83, then how many total points did he score in that tournament? there were total 5 matches and second highest is 83. So, total will be average into number of matches, which is equal to 450. Second one, what is the average score of Viper? We know that it's minimum and greater than 35 prime numbers, so it's 67. What could be the maximum possible total points scored by players from Alpha in the whole tournament? Players from Alpha, one we know that Viper is from Alpha and got 67. If I want to maximize the total points scored by Alpha players, what we can say? We need to take the maximum. So, in that case, what will be the total? Each of these are playing 5 matches, right? Each of these are playing 5 matches. So, their total will be 67 plus 83 plus 97 into 5. So, this says nothing but 180 and 240, 100, 180 plus 60, 240, 247 into 5. So, 1235. That will be the answer of this question. Total points scored by Team Alpha. Next one, it says if it is known that the host scored a distinct number of points in each of the 5 rounds that he played and the points he scored in the first, second, third, fourth and fifth rounds form an AP in that order, then which of the following could be the possible number of points that host must have scored in the third round? So, in case of host, all the numbers are in AP, 5 numbers. So, we can take the numbers like this: A minus 2D, A minus D, A plus D and A plus 2D, right. This will be the total points scored by him, correct, and these numbers are in AP. If we talk about, it says which of the following could be the possible number of points that host must have scored in the third round. So, in the third round, this point is A, right. If you add all of this, we are getting 5 times A. So, this third number, the average of all of these 5 must be this, the middle number. Whenever few numbers are in AP, the middle number is the average. So, A is the average and A is the third number of points in the third inning as well. So, this A should be one of these, right, because these are the average and A is the average of these. So, if you check the options, 67 is not possible because 67 belongs to Viper. Only 71 is possible. 79 and 59 are not the average of any player, right. So, that's it. Thank you. Tech Innovate Solutions hired 10 speakers: Alex, Ben, Chris, David, Eric, Frank, George, Harry, Ian and John. We can take them A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I and J in any order for their annual conference in 2024. The conference season started in January and ended in October. Each of the 10 speakers was hired to speak in a specific month. No 2 speakers spoke in the same month. Okay. Further details about the hiring season are given below. These are the details. Only these 10 speakers were hired during the conference season in 2024. Harry and Chris did not speak in 2 consecutive months. Some information is given. So, we need to figure out who spoke in which month, right. So, double line distribution. So, we have already discussed this. Whenever something of order is given, we should take that in the first column, right. So, January to October are in order. We will take them in first column and then try to put all the information here. Harry and Chris did not speak in 2 consecutive months. So, Harry and Chris did not speak in 2 consecutive months. Frank spoke after Chris and John spoke after Frank. So, after Chris we have Frank and after Frank we have John, right. It could be immediate, it cannot be immediate, both of these are possible. Alex and David spoke in May and June, not necessarily in that order. Okay. Alex and David. So, Alex, David, David, Alex, right. Eric spoke immediately after George and they both either spoke in the first 2 months or in the last 2 months of the conference season. Okay. So, either these 2 or these 2, we do not know. Exactly 3 speakers spoke between David and Ben. 3 speakers between David and Ben. It could be Ben before David or David before Ben. Ian spoke after Harry and Frank spoke after Ian. Okay, so we already have Harry. Ian spoke after Harry and Frank spoke after Ian, and we know that after Frank we have John, and somewhere above Frank we have Krish, right? We have Krish, and Krish and Harry are not together. Okay, so basically we have order of these 5 people. J, F, I, H and C is somewhere above F, right? Now we don't have any choice other than starting with this one, and we have 2 cases to consider, and these 2 cases as well, right? So let's try to take all the cases here. How many cases? So D, B, 3. So we must put the position of D as fixed here. So 4 different cases are possible. One case where we are taking G and E and G, right? E and G, E spoke immediately after George. So E is here, G is here, then again E is here, G is here, and with respective in May and June, A, D, T, A. Similarly, we can take G, E, G, E, and then once again we will have to consider both the cases here, D, A, D, right? All the 4 cases. This is what we want. 2 situations for G and E, 2 situations for A and D. So 4 different cases. Now let's move forward. What do we know? As soon as we put the position of D in the months, we can find B. So 3 gap, 1, 2, 3, not possible above 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So D, B will be here. In this case, 1, 2, 3. 3 persons spoke between D and B. All right. Here, 1, 2, 3. B will come here. 1, 2, 3. B will come here. Below it's not possible because it's taken by G and E. Now what else? See, we have these 5 people, and we have 5 positions left: March, April, July, August, and September in this one. And in every column, we have 5 months left. Can I say that it does not matter what happens, F and J will always be after H, I, and C, right? So in every case, in the last 2 months, whatever is left, we put F and J. So J, F, J here, F here, J here, F here, J here, F here, right? Now what are we left with? We are left with these 3, where we can put H, I, C. H and C are not in consecutive months. So if I put H here, I must put I here, I must put C here. If I put C here, I must put I here. I is not possible here, right? Okay, so what does that mean? If I put I here, then H or C cannot be consecutive. That means this position must be for C, this must be for I, this must be for H. There no other cases are possible. Yes, I think so, right? Just one simple logic. If you put I here, I is after H. If you put I here, H and C will be in consecutive positions. It does not matter H is first or C is first, but it's not possible. So it must be C. H cannot come after I. In this case, again we will have the same situation. C is here, H is here, I is here. Then in this case, 3 different positions. We have H, C, I. So what could be the situations? Here I can put H or C, and then again H or C. No, not possible. Okay, so in this case, H or C, 3 boxes, we must put H here and C here only. Then I will come here. No other situations are possible, right? Think about this. H, C and I. Once again, same logic as here. If I put I here, H and C will be in consecutive months, which is not possible. Now, in this case, what will happen? In this case, situation is different. I can put H or C, anyone here, because already B is between them. Then it will be C or H, and then it could be any of, okay, I can put I here as well, right? And then it will be I or C. Only H cannot come here. H, I, C is possible. H, C, I is possible. C, H, I is possible, right? So any of these three can be in March month. Any of these two could be in January. Any of these two could be in April. Okay, so these cases are possible, and on the basis of this, we should be able to solve the questions, right? Let's check this out. If Harry was hired in January, that is possible only in this case. Then for how many speakers can we uniquely determine their speaking months? So Harry is here, C is not here, but still it will be ICCI, right? We cannot figure this out. So out of 10, only for 8 of the speakers we can determine their exact month of speaking. Which of the following statements is or must be true? Which of the following statements must be true? Ian was hired in April. In April, it could be I or C. Not definitely true. Chris was hired in April. Chris was hired in April. Again, definitely not true. It could be true. If I is here, it could be I or C, right? Here in April. Ian was hired in April. Chris was hired in April. We know that any of the statement alone is not always true, but either this one or this one is true. Either I or C spoke in April. So answer is option C, either 1 or 2. Next question, what can be best concluded about the speaker who was hired in March? It was I, H or C, right? It was Chris, possibility. It was Harry, possibility. It was Ian, cannot be uniquely determined. Option D, any of these three is possible. Which of the following statements is definitely false? Definitely false. John was hired in August. It's possible, not definitely false, right? It could be G or F. John joined in July. That is definitely false. John never joined or never spoke in July. Second statement means option B, only 2. And that was the last question of this set. Very interesting set, lots of cases, but not much effort. If you take all the cases, it will take you 5 to 6 minutes, but after that there is nothing to do in this set, right? No calculation and anything else. So I hope you solved it. Thank you.